punt return yardage. And he's back there now to return the kickoff along with Keith Jones.
A couple of the guys on the special teams told me that he carries the ball loosely. They said they think they can make him cough one up. They want to get a good lick on him, see if they can come up with a fumble.
One thing you may not see Morton Anderson kicking off into the end zone. He had the flu this week, missed practice on Thursday. I visited with Morton down on the field before the game. He said he feels very weak and washed out. So we'll see what happens, and we are underway from the Superdome. Anderson's kickoff will come down to the goal line, and it's Neon Dion back to the 10 and hit at the 12. Bobby Morse got him. A 15-yard return.
Well, we just said, Joe said his guys like a challenge. Great coverage. No lanes really there. Dion tried to make a cut to his left, like he slipped a little bit, and Bobby Morse was there to put the leather on him.
Well, we saw the way the game started out last week in Anaheim with the Saints covering those kickoffs so expertly early, holding the Rams on 3 downs, forcing a short punt, then taking it right in. They'd like the same scenario to occur here today. Falcons have it. 1st and 10 from their 13. Chris Miller is the quarterback. John Settle and Keith Jones in an eye behind him. They are moving it right to left. This is our first play from scrimmage. The tailback, Jones, has it. He makes a move on the left side, and he's got a first down up to the 21. Well, close to it anyway. A gain of 9. He may be just short.
Saints opened the game in a defense that they've employed quite a bit over the last few weeks, where Dave Waymer comes out of his free safety spot over on the weak side of the defense, kind of like an extra linebacker, kind of an 8-man front. The Falcons ran right at it out of the I formation, cut back inside of Waymer, and picked up considerable yardage. They've
shortened the gain to 8. It will be 2nd and 2 from the 21. Settle and Jones again in an eye. Wideouts left and right. Miller gives it to the up back. That's Settle. He bangs his way forward on the right side and looks like he has the first down after picking up 3. Now Jones is starting in there for Gene Lang, the 6-year veteran from LSU who has a hip problem. And so Jones gets the start. He's a rookie 3rd-round draft choice out of Illinois. And a very effective target. He caught a Falcons season-high 8 passes last week against the Cardinals.
Well, he's been a good receiver. He's just carried the ball 13 times prior to today's game for 40 yards.
Sean Collins is split out wide to the left. Floyd Dixon wide right. 1st and 10 Falcons from their 24. 13:36 to play first quarter. Here's Jones sweeping right, hit by Mills, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Falcons tried a kind of a misdirection play out of the I formation. Jones tried to take it outside to the weak side to his right. Great play by Sam Mills. Defensive front took on the blockers, freed up Sam Mills in pursuit, and throws Jones down behind, well, right at the line of scrimmage.
They will credit him with a 1-yard gain, although he didn't get quite that much. The ball will be spotted just short of the 25-yard line for the Falcons. The Falcons coming into this game 26th in the NFL in rushing, and the Saints #1 against the run. Collins and Dixon both split out to the left. Now they change the formation, and Dixon moves over to the right. 2 tight ends, 1 running back, 2nd and 9. Miller's going to drop straight back, 7 steps, throw over the middle. He's got his tight end, who will be wrestled down at the 29-yard line. That's free agent Ron Heller, and a 5-yard gain.
That's really good coverage in the secondary by the Saints. Miller really could find no one open downfield. Moved a little bit to his left and just took Heller coming across. Heller blocked, then just checked across the middle, kind of a delay route. Pretty good pressure coming over there from Vaughn Johnson, blitzing from his linebacking spot.
The Falcons have got an Oregon quarterback, Chris Miller, and out of Oregon State, the tight end Heller, a free agent acquisition, a Plan B guy from the 49ers making the catch.
Falcons have converted about 37% of their 3rd down situations this year.
Gene Lang checks in. He's in a slot left on 3rd and 4 from the 30. Miller will drop straight back, throw it deep down the far sideline against Massey. It's incomplete, off the fingertips of Stacy Bailey, as Massey was stumbling around the 35-yard line. If Bailey takes that one in, it's a touchdown.
Well, the Saints left Robert Massey out on that right side of the Falcons, just bump and run man on man on Stacy Bailey. I thought Chris Miller would probably try to go for all of it, and he did. A good throw. Actually, Bailey should have made the catch. Massey did stumble right before getting there. That would have been 6.
Stacy Bailey, a longtime starter for this team, but relegated to a backup role with the drafting of Sean Collins. Only had 4 receptions, and that would have been a big one. Scott Fulhag on to punt it away. He averages 42.3 yards per punt. Back deep is Harris. Saints are coming and very nearly get it. Bullhag's gotten away a beauty. Harris is going to try to run with it and will, but only up to the 31-yard line. The Saints were coming, so no one was back there blocking. A 43-yard punt and a 4-yard return. A timeout on the field, 11:42 to play. First quarter, Falcons and Saints are scoreless.
I'll tell you my problem. It's your basic 15 hours worth of work in an 8-hour day. You just never get on top of it. Time is at a premium, and when I have to do something like stop for gas, I want it to be quick, painless.
22, he's a second-year player, been a nickelback primarily the last couple of years, second-year player out of Nevada, Las Vegas. He'll be over at Case's spot. Deion Sanders will be starting at the other corner spot in place of Bobby Butler, where he's been playing the last 2 weeks.
First and 10 Saints from their 31-yard line. Saints first possession of this game. Hayward comes out of the backfield in motion left to right. Hebert wants to throw on first down. Lots of time. Going to dump it over the middle. Hilliard's got a lot of room. Up to the 40, across the 45 to the 47-yard line.
Nice play to open the game with. Brought the fullback out of the backfield toward the weak side. Made the Falcons adjust their defense where their strong safety had to invert back to the strong safety spot, rotation the other way. They sent all the receivers downfield, plenty of blocking for Bobby Hebert. He looks, and then Dalton Hilliard just slowly checks out of the backfield. The linebackers are taking a deep drop. They pick up a first down.
Robert Moore made the tackle. He's starting for the usual starter at free safety, Tim Gordon, who is inactive today. So a couple of changes in that starting secondary for the Falcons. Saints pick up the first down, first and 10 at their 48-yard line. 10:56 to play, first quarter, no score. Hebert, quick hitch, left side. Hilliard across midfield to the 44-yard line of the Falcons. There's 2 receptions and 2 plays for Dalton Hilliard and an 8-yard gain.
So many times we get calls, Jim, about why did the Saints split Ironhead Hayward or Dalton Hilliard out of the backfield as a wide receiver. The strong safety, Evan Cooper, went out with Dalton Hilliard as he lined up on the other side of the tight end as a wide receiver there. Bobby Hebert took the snap, stood up, threw him a hitch route. Dalton went forward, picked up about 8 yards. Evan Cooper's a strong safety. He's not used to man-to-man coverage out there.
Officially, it'll be a 9-yard gain, bringing up 2nd and 1 at the Falcon 43. 2 tight ends, 1 back, 2 wide receivers to the left and the right. The give is to Hilliard, and he is stood up and driven backward. We'll have to see where they note his forward progress. He was close to first down yardage, but a strong tackle drove him backward.
It was a good tackle. The Falcons played what really is an 8-man front. They shift their linebackers over. I think the Saints had 2 tight ends, but they shift their linebackers over to the strong side and bring their free safety up on the weak side. It's really an 8-man front. The Saints tried to go right at it. Good defense by the Falcons.
John Rady, inside linebacker, 8-year veteran out of Boise State, drops Hilliard short of the first down. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Falcons opponents have converted 42% of their third down conversions this year.
From the Falcon 43, in an eye, the tailback Hilliard has it, sweeping left. He's got the first down. He's turning the corner. He's inside the 30 and driven out at the 29-yard line. Evan Cooper with the stop, a 14-yard pickup for Dalton and another Saints first down.
Good decisions by Dalton Hilliard. Bobby Hebert gets the ball to him deep in the I formation toward the weak side. Then it's up to Dalton. It's primarily an outside play as Craig Hayward is leading him around the outside. Craig just takes Charles Demery, the cornerback, knocks him right out of bounds, and Hilliard makes some good moves.
That's got to be a frightening thing when you're a cornerback at 175 pounds to see Ironhead Hayward out there leading the sweep. And you're right. That was a pancake.
He took him right to the bench.
First and 10 for the Saints. A problem with the Saints alignment as Brett Perryman comes on, and he and Mo Hill were confused as to who was supposed to be where. The Saints will burn their first time out, and we'll take it along with them. 8:41 to play. First quarter, Falcons and Saints scoreless in the Dome. Falcons are 24th in the NFL against the run, and their linebacker, Andre Bruce, the former #1 pick in the draft, is a little suspect out there, isn't he?
Well, I think it's because of the specialization that goes on in the NFL today, and he probably comes in the league, wants to be a pass rusher. Unfortunately, he's an outside linebacker. You have to play the run and the pass. Of course, he's a pass rusher on 3rd and long like Sluing and Jackson, but he's been pretty soft against the run, as has their defense. They get average the other team 3.9 per rush against the Falcons this year.
First and 10 Saints from the 29 of the Falcons. 2 wide receivers to the right side. One is Perryman. Hebert's going to look for him in the slot, and he's dropped it at the goal line. Perryman split the defenders. The ball was thrown perfectly. I don't know if a Falcon got a hand on it. I don't think so, but Perryman dropped it nonetheless, going in for 6.
I just couldn't tell if he dropped it or not. They definitely split the seam. Two cornerbacks out on the slot there. Perryman is right down the middle. Bobby's looking that way. I'm surprised the free safety didn't react quicker, but he was watching Hobie Brenner. Threw it right between Sanders and Brown.
Might have gotten a hand on him. Moore might have just flicked that away.
He may have gotten a finger on it. I think he did.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 29-yard line of the Falcons. Hayward comes in motion out of the backfield to the left. Hebert gives it inside to Hilliard, and he busts through to the 21-yard line. An 8-yard gain. Jesse Tuggle brings him down.
Dalton Hilliard has accounted for all of the Saints' yardage thus far in the game.
What a valuable young man he has been to the Saints this year. In the absence of Reuben Mays, you hate to think where the Saints' running game would be this year without Dalton Hilliard.
What a tough kid. Great person, heck of a football player. New England on top of Indianapolis 3-0 first quarter. Saints are 1 for 1 on 3rd down today.
Perryman's in there for Eric Martin.
Yeah, Eric, I saw the doctors looking at Eric on the bench.
3rd and 2 from the 21-yard line. Hayward in motion to the right. And he stops. He's the wide receiver to the right. Out of the slot, Perryman comes in motion right to left. Here's Hebert. He's confused as well and rolling around, throwing over the middle. Hilliard's made the catch. 5-4, touchdown! A 21-yard touchdown for number 21, and the Saints are up by 6.
Well, the Falcons looked very confused on the play. Hayward acted as though he was coming in motion, and when he got out there, he stopped. Perryman backed off the line of scrimmage, and Perryman went in motion. Their secondary is disarray, didn't know what the coverage was. Now, the play didn't develop right for the Saints. Bobby had time, though. He scrambled right. Hilliard came across the formation, was wide open. No one was there to make a tackle.
And we mentioned there are 2 new starters in that secondary for the Falcons today because of injuries, and they were certainly confused by that motion of the Saints.
Dalton Hilliard's 9th touchdown of the season, 6 by the run, 3 by pass.
Anderson's point after attempt is up and good, and the Saints are on the board. A familiar position for the Saints early on top. 7:41 to play, first quarter. Saints 7, Falcons nothing. 5th time this season that the Saints have scored on their opening drive, and this could be an omen because the Falcons have had a very difficult time preventing teams from going up on them early.
7 plays, 69 yards. Saints use up 4 minutes off the clock. Dalton Hilliard just had a good day on the first drive. 3 rushes for 23 yards, 3 catches, 47 yards. Of course, the 21-yard touchdown pass from Bobby Hebert. Here's the 13th of the year.
And some excellent blocking downfield. Anderson's kickoff is a knuckleball that'll hit at the 12, bound past the up back and all the way through the end zone for the touchback. It was Keith Jones who watched it bounce, and Deion Sanders behind him did as well. It'll come back to the 20. Well, we mentioned it in pregame, exactly what the Saints wanted to do. Obviously, you want to score on your first possession every game, but particularly so against a team that has its dauber down a bit.
No doubt about it. Just no more confidence builder for an offense, and also gives a little smile to the defense when that offense can go out there and get you 7 points. They'd like to come up with another 7. I'm sure Jackson Swilling like to pin their ears back on Chris Miller.
1st and 10 from the Falcon 20. 7:35 to play first quarter. Saints lead 7-0. Miller's going to throw a little hitch, and it is going to be incomplete. Off the fingertips of Cook. Waymer very nearly had the deflection. The intended receiver was Sean Collins.
Great play by Toy Cook out on the right cornerback spot. Chris Miller tried to fake him to the line, throw a quick slant to Collins on the left side. Great coverage by Toy Cook. Deflected the ball, and Dave Waymer almost had his 36th career interception. He told me in the dressing room before the game that Tommy Myers was going down today.
The word about Eric Martin is he has some soreness in his knee, but he will likely return to the lineup. Brett Perryman went most of the way on that opening series for the Saints. 2nd and 10 from the 20. Wideouts left and right. Miller to throw off a 3-step drop, incomplete, and batted down at the line of scrimmage by Frank Warren. I talked with Frank this week out at Saints training camp, and you can visibly see how much weight he has lost. He's in his best shape as a Saint. He said his pride was hurt last year in the way he played. He wasn't ready to play on every down. Now he's gotten in better shape. He's dropped 20 to 25 pounds off what he weighed last year, and his play has certainly reflected
that. He really does look good. Frank was too big last year, and you know, you can come to training camp too big, you lose that weight, but when you quit working as hard during the season, you gain it back. He really looks to be in good shape. 0 for 1 on 3rd down today for the Falcons.
And this is 3rd and 10 from the 20. Here comes Swilling, and he's got him at the 9. Pat Swilling just blew in there from his right outside linebacking position. And for the Saints leader, that is his 6th sack of the season.
Well, it's an old saying, but welcome to the NFL, Mr. Norwood. Boy, Pat Swilling put a little clinic on him right there on that third down passing situation. Just came right around him.
Bullhag in there quickly now to punt it away. He's standing 5 yards deep. Saints are coming again, and it's a low spiral that will hit at the 39. And a nice play by Harris. He picked that baby up on the short hop after about 3 skips of the football. And there's a very bright move by that kid. If he lets that roll, that might go another 15 or 20 yards.
It's no doubt it will. On artificial turf, it'd go another 15 or 20 yards. Of course, it could take a bad bounce and it bounce up, hit him in the face mask. But once again, a smart play on the special teams for Rod Harris.
That's a 38-yard punt. They're going to give him a 1-yard return. Pat Swilling always gets pumped up for the Falcons. He was expecting to be drafted by them.
His 6th sack of the year.
He's a Georgia native and, of course, went to Georgia Tech, where a brother and a cousin still play for the Yellow Jackets. 1st and 10 Saints from the Falcon 46, 7:13 to play first quarter. Saints leading 7-0 after converting on their opening drive. Mo Hill comes in motion right to left. Hebert, play action, drops, looks, throws deep down the sideline for Hayward. Incomplete. Incomplete at the 20-yard line, and Ironhead really short-armed that ball. He knew he was going to take a hit from Evan Cooper, and he didn't really stretch out for it and got hit anyway.
Well, the ball was overthrown. It was a good first down play. Had Brenner coming off the line of scrimmage trying to occupy the people down the seam, and Ironhead just swinging out of the backfield, kind of a down, out, and down. Bobby just overthrew him a little bit.
So the Saints really mixing things up here early, throwing deep downfield to their fullback and also splitting out their running back as a wide receiver and throwing to him.
Ironhead's arms are kind of short anyway.
2nd and 10 from the 46 of the Falcons. Wideouts left and right. Back split behind Hebert. Bobby with a long count. Pitches it to Hilliard. Right side inside the 45 to the 44. A short gain of 2 before Ben Thomas, a free agent out of Auburn and a 4-year veteran, brings him down.
Thomas playing in place of Rick Bryan on injured reserve from a preseason injury. Saints running it again. Defensive end from Notre Dame, fine defensive player. Stan Brock doesn't think too much again. I think Stan was playing with a, can't remember if it was a sprained ankle or a turf toe one year, wasn't at 100%, and Gann kept telling people that he owned Brock.
We'll see if he does today. 3rd and 8 from the 44-yard line.
Saints are 2 for 2 on 3rd down today. Look for him to take something short right here.
Going to the shotgun for the first time with 4 wide receivers. Hebert stands at midfield, retreats to his own 46. He's going to run with it across the line of scrimmage to the 40 to the 39-yard line. He'll be short of the first down. A 5-yard gain for Hebert.
Falcons came with a good coverage, and the Saints so often on 3rd and 6, 3rd and 8 try to throw to their inside receiver. Some of the fans think the Saints should go for it here on 4th down, but Jim Morris sends in Barnhart, the punter. Look for a fake, though. Saints do have a fake in their arsenal today. Dave Waymer is a right tackle here, and Bruce is the rusher on that side. Sometimes they say Bruce comes just like a pass rusher. Waymer might block on him and slide out in the flat.
4th and 2 from the 39-yard line of the Falcons. Snap is back. Saints are punting it away. High, wobbly spiral. Dion calls for the fair catch and makes it at the 11.
That fake will work. I watched it then.
The idea is to look and see what Andre Bruce does at his position maybe once or twice, and if he continues to rush it upfield, perhaps throw it to Waymer at a crucial point in this ball game.
Here's some early scores. Green Bay over Detroit. These are all first quarter. Green Bay 3, Detroit nothing. Phoenix 6, Dallas nothing. Houston 7, Cleveland nothing. Pittsburgh over Kansas City 3-0. Miami over Buffalo 3-0. Tampa Bay over Cincinnati 7-0. And Indianapolis leads New England 7-3. No score in the Rams in Chicago.
Settle and Jones in an eye behind Miller. 1st and 10 for the Falcons from their 11-yard line. 5:26 to play first quarter. Saints lead 7-0. The sweep by Jones won't get back to the line of scrimmage as Robert Massey comes flying across. There's a flag down back at the 21-yard line.
Robert Massey has support on that side. The Saints are doubling the outside receivers, so that means the cornerbacks come up and force the run. Ricky Jackson did a great job of stringing out the play, and Robert Massey came up to make the tackle. Actually, he missed the tackle, but slowed everyone down.
Gordon McCarter.
Holding, tight end offense. Penalty decline, second down.
Yeah, that long block that you're always talking about where the tight end gets caught holding.
It's a tough block, especially when number 57 in the black is across from you.
The Falcons thought they had a superb young tight end for years to come in Alex Higdon, who caught 2 touchdown passes in his first three receptions before blowing out his knee, and now they've got 3 free agents playing tight end. Settle and Jones in an eye behind Miller. 2nd and 10 from the 11. Saints refuse the penalty. Jones comes in motion. Miller drops straight back, looking to his left, throwing near sideline, incomplete. In and out of the hands of Floyd Dixon, who might have brought that in for the first down, working against Toy Cook. Talk about what it's like for a quarterback to have to throw to receivers the size of a Floyd Dixon and also a Stacy Bailey. Although Bailey's got a little bit more height on him, he's also very frail. It's got to give you a lot more confidence to look out there and see a guy the size of Sean Collins than it does a guy the size of Floyd Dixon.
Well, no doubt about it. You know you've got to get the ball down, and especially with little guys, what you worry about if you throw just a normal pass and it gets tipped, you're looking at interceptions. Really got to get the nose down on the ball. Miller's 1 for 5 today. That was a good throw right there. Good timing.
3rd and 10 from the 11. Draw play. Flag is down, and so is Settle. Vaughn Johnson has him for a loss back at the 9-yard line. Ralph Norwood may have moved prematurely.
You're looking at a very confident Saints defense right now.
Offsides on the Saints is the call.
Also one that's just a little anxious.
Number 56 defense lined up in the neutral zone. 5 yards, still 3rd down.
Pat Swilling licking his chops on 2nd and long.
Just a little anxious, wanting to get at that quarterback, Ralph Norwood, blocking from the left tackle spot in place of Mike Ken today.
So it will be 3rd and 5 with the ball resting at the 16-yard line of the Falcons. Settle and Gene Lang are in there. Lang is lined up in a slot left as one of 4 receivers for Miller. Miller's going to drop straight back, step up, be hit. It's incomplete at the 21-yard line. He had his arm hit by, I think, Pat Swilling.
No, I think Swilling actually got caught up. It might have been Ricky Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
He stepped up. He had his man. He just couldn't get his arm up and get the ball to him. Someone was in his face, and I think it was Ricky Jackson.
Saints are really flying into that pocket. Fulhag, who's punted from 43 or 443 and 38 yards, an average of 40.5. Back at his goal line again. The Saints have had awfully good pressure on him in his 2 attempts at punting. We'll see if they come after him here. It looks like they're going to back out of it and return. That's what they will do. Fulhag has it away. A line drive, and he's kissed a dandy. Harris will take it in out of bounds over on the far sideline. Quite a punt by Fulhag. A timeout on the field. 4:15 to play in the first quarter. A 43-yard punt. The Saints' drives have started on the average of their 42-yard line. Opponents starting at their own 21, and that battle of field position is being won here early today by the Saints as well.
Boy, it just helps to play on a shorter field than your opponent. I think Bobby Hebert, 3 of 5, 47 yards and a touchdown. I think the Saints have a wonderful opportunity, Jim, to really have a feast on this Falcon defense today. With the running game going, the line opening up holes for Dalton Hilliard, it should enable Bobby Hebert to have a really good day with his short passing game. All the various motion and movement that the Saints like to use.
Eric Martin back in there now, along with Mo Hill, both lined up to the right. 1st and 10 from the Saint 42. Backs in an eye. Pitch goes to the tailback Hilliard. Sweeping right, trying to turn the corner. Cuts it upfield. He'll be driven backward after perhaps reaching the 43-yard line of the Saints. We'll credit him with a 2-yard gain.
Well, a good job on the outside people of the Falcons. I think it's Tim Green there just stringing the play out. Craig Hayward doing a nice job of blocking, though. Blocking on one man, coming off him, getting in the face of someone else. Frazier checks in for Iron Head.
Saints brain trust of Bill Q. Herrick, Jim Miller, and Jim Finks getting the treatment from the Diamond Vision here. Quite a week for Jim Finks.
Wow.
Disappointing one, I'm sure.
I'm glad that's over.
Me too. Frazier and Hilliard in the backfield. Frazier's going to come out of the backfield to the left in motion. 2nd and 8 from the 44. 7-step drop. Hebert throwing, and it is picked off. Picked off by Dimry, and he is back to the 30, 25, 20 to the 17-yard line. Charles Dimry, starting on the right corner, intercepts Hebert. a 38-yard return.
Eric Martin was back in the game. He was in the left slot. He ran a deep hook pattern. It didn't look like he really drove Emery off, but Bobby kind of laid that ball up. He didn't put a lot on it, kind of not sure of a timing route with Eric. Patted the ball right before he threw it. Good tight coverage by Demery. Picked up some blocking on the return. Boy, somebody really put Bobby Hebert on his back. Bobby getting over in a position to make a tackle. Dalton Hilliard makes the tackle, gives the Falcons excellent field position. Great opportunity.
Falcons, with their 11th interception of the season, have it 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line of the Saints. Miller wants to throw on 1st down. He's got his receiver Collins. He slips the tackle of Massey and dives to the 5-yard line.
A nice play by Collins. Quick out from the inside slot position. Just a quick 3-step drop by Miller. Quick pass out to him. He just ducks. Massey goes by. Someone flips him up in the air. Nice 1st down call by the Falcons.
Yeah, and I think it was Ralph Norwood blocking downfield. Really leveled Pat Swoops. It's not in the picture for those of you who might be listening and watching, but Norwood found Swoops standing around the pile and just knocked him flat on his back. 1st and goal from the 5-yard line for the Falcons. Saints leading 7-0. Falcons threatening after the interception. Throwing the fade route in the end zone. Incomplete. Massey covering Sean Collins. The ball was overthrown and out of bounds. Collins has the real good size, 6'2", 207, a former tight end at Northern Arizona, and the Falcons' 2nd pick in the 1st round in last year's draft.
I had an indication from Jeff Van Note, who of course does a broadcast for the Falcons, that the Falcons really wanted to pick on Robert Massey today. Chris Miller seemed a little anxious to throw that ball, maybe expecting pressure there. That was a 3-step drop. Should have been plenty of time. That was a poor throw by Miller.
Dixon and Collins both to the left side. 2nd and goal from the Saint 5.
They might try a draw play here.
He's looking left. He's scrambling right. He's sacked by Swilling back at the 18. Ball is loose. Saints say that they have recovered. No motion as yet from the official as he continues to sort them out at the bottom of the pile. Saints have it.
Big defensive play once again. Pat Swilling. Sam Mills comes up with a football. Miller again, I think, just wanted to throw a quick pass like 3 steps. It wasn't there. Boy, he started to scramble, tried to retreat and get out around everything. Swilling's just so fast once again right by Norwood. Although in defense of Norwood, on a 3-step drop, you usually expect the quarterback to throw it at 3 steps. When you try to scramble out of it, chances are defensive linemen are going to be free, and Swilling certainly was.
I'll tell you what, Pat Swilling looks like he's been shot out of a cannon down there, the way he's coming off the snap of the ball, and he just blew by rookie tackle Ralph Norwood. The New Orleans native and LSU product is having a very tough time here early.
I think he wants to be player of the week.
Fumble and recovery by the Saints on the field. The play is being reviewed.
Well, we're getting a review here.
Well, they are. I don't know if they'll be able to determine it with the review, though, because there was such a big pile down there.
Swilling loves to play against the Falcons. You know, I had him on the pregame show last week, and in the last couple of years I've had him before a Falcon game. He kind of grabbed me today, and he says, you know, I've never lost when you've interviewed me for the pregame show. And I wanted to say, well, Pat, I had you last week, but he kind of looked at me like, you know, I'm going to hit you in the mouth if you don't interview me. And I said, let's talk, Pat.
Boy, what a first quarter he's having.
He can conduct this show.
The play stands as ruled. 1st and 10.
Saints retain the possession after the review by replay, and a turnaround as the Saints give up the interception, get back the fumble.
Let's see if the Saints come back with the Dalton Hilliard show here. Dalton has 73 of the 78 Saints yards.
1st and 10 Saints from their 19-yard line. Wideouts left and right. Back split behind Hebert. 2:17 to play 1st quarter. Saints leading 7-0. Big hole for Hilliard, and he is falling forward beyond the 25 to the 27-yard line. We'll give him a gain of 9. John Rady on the stop.
Great blocking up front by the Saints offensive line. Dombrowski, Edelman, Hilgenberg. Big hole. Dalton, of course, runs so well inside. Cuts back to the middle. Picks up 8 or 9 yards.
This crowd is really buzzing, isn't it? Boy, it's been an action-packed 1st quarter.
See, Bobby feels good in that. There's nothing worse than throwing an interception. But then when the offensive team does not score on it, then you feel fine. You don't worry about it. You forget about it.
Wideouts left and right, a gain of 9. It's going to be 2nd and 1 from the 28-yard line of the Saints. Hayward has the call, right side, plowing forward. Looks like he has the first down.
He's got it.
He's across the 30, up close to the 32-yard line. They're going to give him a 4-yard gain. Running behind the block of Brock.
Dalton Hilliard has carried the ball 6 times today, has 35 yards. Of course, he has 3 receptions for 47. Detroit out in front of Green Bay 7-3. Buffalo leads Miami 7-3. That's the second quarter score, and Tampa Bay and Cincinnati are tied at 7.
Mo Hill is split out wide to the right. Hayward is split out wide left. Martin inside him, also to the left. Hilliard behind Hebert on 1st and 10 from the 31 of the Saints. 52 seconds to play first quarter. Saints leading 7-0. Hilliard has the call and the ball, and he's across the 35 to the 36-yard line. A pickup of 5.
Another good job up front by the Saints. Really coming off the ball, just blowing the Falcons back 5 yards on just a straight-ahead running play. That's what you want out of your running game.
Tony Casillas, the 4-year veteran out of Oklahoma, along with linebacker Jesse Tuggle on the stop.
Casillas has had a couple of sacks this year and also forced two fumbles.
He's believed to be the only nose tackle ever selected in the first round of the draft.
This should be the last play of the first quarter.
10 seconds and the clock winding down. 2nd and 5 from the 36 of the Saints. Hayward goes in motion. Dombrowski has moved. This will be blown dead. And it'll go against Dombrowski in the offense.
Yeah, that'll cost them 5. You know what's also bad? It was a play-action pass.
72 offense.
It was a play-action pass out of some misdirection. Of course, the ball, he jumped before the snap, so they blew the whistle, except the offense was going through with the play. It kind of ruins that play for you. You have to save it for later in the game. One time we had a reverse on, and that very same happened. That really ruins it. You got a trick play, you can run it one time in the game, and there you show it to a team and don't even get to execute it.
An exciting 15 minutes of football here in the Dome is concluded. We move to the second quarter with the Saints leading the Falcons 7-0.
So,
along with Archie Manning, Jim Henderson from the Louisiana Superdome, we move to the second quarter with the Saints leading the Falcons 7-0. Saints scoring on their opening possession of this game on a 21-yard touchdown toss, Hebert to Dalton Hilliard.
Good first quarter stats from our man Dale here. Dale's a little upset today because I talked about the Rams stat man last week. Doing a great job here. Saints 4 first downs, Falcons 2. Rushing yardage, Saints 48, Falcons 12. Passing 47-6 in favor of the Saints. So total yardage 95-18. The stat of the first quarter is Dalton Hilliard, 40 rushing, 47 receiving.
Saints move it right to left as the second quarter begins. Hebert looking at a 2nd and 10 from his own 31. 3 wide receivers on the draw play. Hilliard gets the call straight ahead behind the block of Hilgenberg. He's up close to the 34-yard line. A gain of 3 on the play.
Dalton Hilliard gets my Superdome Popcorn First Quarter Player of the Week. Don't we have that?
We probably will soon. Superdome Popcorn, Saints Player of the Week. And then we'll probably award your third quarter Superdome Hot Dog.
Chili Dog
Player of the Week. You won't be here at halftime.
No, we got to go down on the field today. Hey, I got a great guest for you, though. What you see, an officer and a gentleman.
Oh, yeah.
David Keefe.
Very good.
He'll be here. Big fan of the Saints.
Not having you here at halftime will be almost like having you here. 3rd and 7 from the 34. Turner goes in motion. Hebert pressured, moving around in the pocket underneath. He's got his receiver at the 42-yard line, Floyd Turner. And the Saints have a first down after the 8-yard pickup, depending on the spot of the football. He's got it.
That was a nice job by Floyd Turner, not only reaching up, making that catch, but knowing where the first down marker was, diving forward and getting it. Bobby had to move around a little bit under some pressure, but was able to get it to Turner.
Turner's made 15 catches here early in this season. The most productive rookie receiver in the NFL is Sean Collins of the Falcons with 27. That's 8 more than Andre Rison, who's number 2 coming into this week. 1st and 10 Saints from their 42. They move it right to left. 13:29 to play. Second quarter. Saints leading 7-0. Problem with the Saints formation, or the Falcon defense, will occasion the second timeout being taken by Hebert.
Well, it was kind of an unusual formation in that Ironhead Hayward was lined up as a tight end on the left side. Eric Martin, the lone receiver.
Timeout down on the...
Why wait to save money when you can do it right now? See dealer for details in this limited time offer. See Westside Jeep and Eagle Marrero, Slidell Jeep and Eagle in Slidell, Benson Jeep and Eagle Metairie, and Homa Jeep and Eagle in Homa.
Your sports station, WWL 870 AM.
Falcons have lost 6 in a row on the road. Saints hoping to make it 7 here today, and with 13:23 to play in the second quarter, hold a 7-0 lead over Atlanta.
Falcons, of course, they're 0-2 in their division. You know, their giveaway-takeaway ratio on the year for a 2-5 team is not bad. They're +4, 13 takeaways and just 9 giveaways.
Saints, by way of contrast, +2.
See a picture of Marion Campbell on the monitor here. Of course, the head coach. Boy, he's a great guy.
1st and 10 from the 42 of the Saints. Hebert gives it to Hilliard. He breaks it outside, tries to turn the corner, won't get there as he hopes to sweep it left. Tim Green, former #1 draft pick out of Syracuse, who's starting to come on, makes the tackle. No gain on the play.
Nice play by Green. Prior to that play, the Saints are averaging 5.1 yards per rush on the day.
Tim Green was selected in the same draft. The Saints took Pat Swilling, and the Falcons chose to make Green the selection over Swilling. Good news for the Saints in that regard, because Swilling has really played well, and Green's just starting to come on now after numerous injuries slowed his progress. 2nd and 10 after no gain on the sweep by Hilliard from the 42-yard line of the Saints. Hebert drops, looks, throws, dumps it off underneath for Hilliard. He's got moves up to the 40, inside the 35 to the 30. What a crushing block thrown back there by Tice right around midfield. A 28-yard pickup.
Yeah, Robert Moore, the strong safety, was in an unusual position. Usually the strong safety is over to the side of the tight end. He was over to that side, but not as wide. He actually was trying to zero in on Dalton Hilliard. Somebody picked him, and then Hilliard came on across and caught the ball, and Tice just knocked him right to the ground. Bobbier once again under some pressure, but was able to hold on to the ball and just dump it off to Hilliard for another big gainer.
Deion Sanders came flying across to bring Hilliard down, but not before the Saints have reached the 29-yard line of the Falcons. 1st and 10, flags go flying. The toss is made to Hilliard. He slips one tackle and falls forward to the 21-yard line. Andre Bruce brings him down after a 7-yard gain, but there's a flag down on the play.
I think the Falcons just came across the line of scrimmage prior to the snap. The Saints will probably decline the play, take the 1st and 5.
You're right, offsides, the initial indication by Gordon McCarter against the Falcons.
Short passing game that the Saints do such a great job with. It really should eat the Falcons up. They really don't like to play up tight on people. I really thought today they may come up, and we'll watch and see if they do come up and challenge the Saints a little more.
99 defense. Penalty accepted, 5 yards, still 1st down.
That's Tim Green in on the play earlier, guilty of being offsides. Well, that's the same sort of philosophy the Cardinals employed last week. They went with a ball control, short passing offense, and it just ate the Falcons alive.
Well, the Saints just do such a great job with it. I got to believe the Falcons have got to tighten it up a little bit today, or the Saints will just nickel and dime them to death and control the football, keep it away from Chris Miller. Saints are averaging almost 34 minutes a game this year, lead the NFL.
After the penalty, 1st and 5 Saints at the Falcon 24. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. Hilliard gets the call again, and this will be blown dead as flags go flying.
I think the Saints might have jumped the count here. We'll give it right back to them now. 1st and 10, 1st and 5, 1st and 10 again.
This is Gordon McCarter.
Right guard.
Steve Trapillo broke his stance.
That was that 8-man front that the Falcons like to use. They'll bring the free safety up really on a tight end, so the Saints would like to have 2 tight ends in the game and run the ball right at that free safety, figuring that he's very weak on one of our blocking tight ends. We can blow him off the line and get good yardage. That was a misdirection play Saints were attempting to run toward the free safety.
Paul Frazier is in there now and split out wide to the right with Hill in a slot right. 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. Might see an end around here or a reverse.
Saints have a reverse flea flicker play today.
Now they're going to throw and dump it off underneath. It's caught by Hilliard, and he is slipping one tackle, and the flag goes flying as he's brought down at the 28. There was all sorts of trash over there. Folks down on the ground that Hilliard had to step over. One of them, I think, was Edelman, who was trying to get out there and throw a block on that screen play. It was very sloppily developing, and the flag will go against the Saints.
Inside linebacker Jesse Tuggle read the screen, came up, had a chance to tackle Hilliard just as he made the catch, but he missed the tackle.
McCarter will enumerate the call.
Illegal block in the back, number 63, offense. 10 yards, still first down.
Edelman with a illegal block, and the Saints are squandering some excellent field position here and marching in the wrong direction.
Often you'll see that on a screenplay, a lineman push a guy in the back. That's the Saints' 4th penalty for 25 yards on the day.
It's interesting, isn't it, that they would bring in Frazier as a wide receiver there and then throw the screen pass to Hilliard on that side.
Well, once again, I think that's just dictating coverage. Frazier's really coming in kind of as the foot. He just happened to be in for Ironhead, and they've got him split out there.
1st and 20 after the penalty. The ball all the way back now to the 39-yard line of the Falcons. 10:59 to play, second quarter. Saints lead 7-0. Another flag goes down as it looks like the entire right side of the Saints offensive line got off too early that time.
This looks like my son's 8th grade game from yesterday. The 8th grade didn't jump off sides this
start,
much.
67 offense.
Yeah, it's Brock with a false start.
Really don't see. It's unusual to see so many offsides. You know, you're in mid-season.
Offense.
Bobby must be changing up that Cajun accent on his cadence a little bit, you think?
5 penalties for 30 yards against the Saints, 1 for 5 against the Falcons. The Saints had the ball at the 29-yard line, 1st and 10. Now it's back to the 44-yard line where it's 1st and 25.
What do you run on 1st and 25?
Wow.
I hit Mo Hill on about an 8-yard delay route.
He's split out wide to the right. Hebert on play action, looks left, throws it over the middle, caught by Hilliard. He's down immediately by Tuggle on his back at the 42-yard line, just a 3-yard gain.
Now, Dalton Hilliard was not Bobby's first choice on the play. It was a play action pass. Had Eric Martin going deep and Tyson intermediate area. Once again, several times today, there's been pretty good coverage in the secondary. Bobby's had time, though, to wait, then he dumped the ball off to Hilliard, but Jesse Tuggle was ready for it.
Tuggle, as you mentioned earlier, had a team-high 12 tackles last week. He's a Sam Mills type, just 5'11", but 230 out of Valdosta State.
Valdosta State. That's in
Georgia.
Valdosta, Georgia. They play pretty good high school football there.
Right. 2nd and 22 from the 41-yard line of the Falcons. Hebert in the shotgun with 4 wide receivers. He stands back at the 46 on the draw play. Ironhead inside the 40, inside the 35 to the 30-yard line. Now there's a play that Saints haven't run before, and it picks up 11 yards.
Oh, it's an excellent call out of the shotgun, especially when you got 4 receivers spread out. Ironhead usually in that position, either he or Dalton. Direct snap to the quarterback, slip it to the fullback, just invite those defensive linemen to come upfield, try to get your wide receivers blocking downfield. Actually, Ironhead thought he may go a little further. He took one of the defensive backs for a ride. Scott Case is in the game in their nickel situation. Number 25, 10 interceptions and a Pro Bowler last year.
3rd and 12 from the 31 of the Falcons. Shotgun and 4 wide receivers. Hebert awaits the snap of Hilgenberg. Drops, looks, throws, right side, caught by Turner. He's out of bounds with the first down at the 17-yard line.
I think the Saints just trying to isolate man-to-man coverage. Bobby anticipates the throw, sideline route to Floyd Turner. Defender on that side took a little gamble to go for the interception, didn't get it. Sideline just forced Turner out, but he gets the first down.
Bobby Butler on the coverage, the former first-round draft choice, a 9-year veteran who's been beaten out by Deion Sanders.
Yeah, that's why, too, to give up that kind of route.
1st and 10 Saints, as the Saints have converted after facing that 1st and long after the penalties. 1st and 10 Saints at the 16-yard line. 8:47 to play. Handoff goes to Hilliard. He'll be strung out as he tries to move it to the left, and there'll be no gain on the play.
Evan Cooper, the strong safety on that side. He's the one that strings it out. Pursuit coming from the inside. Not a good running play for the Saints.
Green and Tuggle make the tackle, a loss of 2 on the play.
This has been the penalty drive. 5 penalties in the drive. 4 by the Saints, 1 Falcons.
The ball will be spotted at the 17-yard line. 2nd and 12. Saints will have dominated time of possession, it looks like, as we move toward halftime, although we still have some 8 minutes to go. But the Saints have really controlled the football, though they have just 7 points to show for their efforts.
Well, they definitely want to come away with points on this drive.
Here's the handoff to Hilliard, sweeping right, trips over Brock and dives forward close to the 15-yard line.
Right, Mike Gann trips him up. 3-yard gain for Dalton Hilliard. Floyd Turner checks in. Like Eric Martin still kind of favoring that knee as he walks along the sideline.
Yeah, he's trying to loosen it up.
Mo Hill comes in for John Tice, and Dalton Hilliard checks out. Saints are 4 of 5 on 3rd down today.
And this will be 3rd and 9 from the 15-yard line of the Falcons.
The Saints have converted 46.4% of their 3rd down conversions this year. That's a great average.
Saints go with 4 wide receivers. One of them is Rod Harris, replacing Martin, who's still on the bench. Out of the shotgun, Hebert stands at the Falcon 20. Retreats to the 24. Lots of time throwing it down close to the goal line. Incomplete. It was intended for Brett Perryman around the 5, went off his fingertips, and a Falcon, Charles Dimry, almost had an interception a yard deep in the end zone. He's already got 1 in the first half.
Yeah, that easily could have been intercepted. Not a good throw by Bobby. Actually, it was overthrown. Trying to run that delay route.
Morton Anderson comes on.
Saints did a great job overcoming all those penalties, getting the first down from a 1st and 25, but then broke down when they got inside the 20.
This will be a 32-yard attempt. Anderson has hit his last 6 out of the hold of Forcade. The kick is up, on its way, and good. So the Saints add to their lead as Morton Anderson hits a 32-yard field goal, and with 7:03 to play in the second quarter, it's the Saints 10 and the Falcons nothing. Hard to remember that drive was set up by Mills recovering the Miller fumble at the Saint 19-yard line way back when.
That was 10 minutes and 14 seconds ago. The Saints drive 66 yards in 14 plays and use 10-14 off the clock. I think the Saints defense, the Falcon offense, is going to have to re-stretch before this drive. They've been off the field so long. Time of possession, the Saints today 17 minutes and the Falcons 5 minutes and 57 seconds. Falcons are averaging 0.3 yards per play today.
Deion Sanders not in there now on kickoff returns. This is going to be Greg Patera in his stead. Back to the 10, 15 to the 20, and he runs into a pile there and is driven backward. Greg Patera, an 11th round draft choice out of Slippery Rock, a rookie getting a chance to return the kickoff.
Excellent coverage once again by the Saints kickoff team. 18-yard return by Patera. Cincinnati on top of Tampa Bay 14-7 second quarter. Indianapolis 10, New England 3. Buffalo 14, Miami 3, and Pittsburgh leads Kansas City 10-0.
Patera was activated when the Falcons were unable to get Andre Johnson back off their developmental squad. They wanted to make him a running back on their roster, but the Saints picked him off waivers. On first down, play action, Miller well protected, throwing over the middle, incomplete, intended for the tight end Heller, and he was driven down by Gene Atkins as the ball went flying over his head.
Is there a flag? No, that's an airplane, I guess.
One of the few times recently that there hasn't been. Yeah, it's a yellow airplane down there at the 13-yard line.
I formation, play action pass, trying to hit the tight end in that intermediate area. Actually, the Saints had the right defense on. They roll their corners. Very tough to throw in that seam. Miller's just 2 of 9 on the day. That ball was thrown behind Heller.
Sean Collins split out wide to the left. Floyd Dixon wide right, backs in an eye, 2nd and 10 from the Falcon 21. Miller play action, being rushed, throws over the middle, incomplete. And again, this time Jumpy Geathers was in there along with Ricky Jackson. And the Saints are claiming that it should be intentional grounding, and there are flags down at the 24.
I think Miller wanted to throw something quick, a little swing to the left side. The Saints were upfield so fast. The penalty goes against the Falcons. The Saints were upfield so fast that it forced the back of the Falcons deep. If Miller had thrown the ball, it would have been a lateral. Then he was in trouble.
Saints will decline the penalty.
Ineligible downfield, number 55 offense. Penalty declined, 3rd down.
It was an ineligible receiver downfield, Wayne Radloff.
Yeah, Wayne ran a down and out, and he came back and told Miller he was open.
5th-year man out of Georgia who used to be Bobby Hebert's center when both were with the Michigan Panthers.
Falcons are 0 for 3 on 3rd down today as now they face a 3rd and 9. I'm going to watch Swilling and Norwood.
3rd and 10 from the 21-yard line, and I think Miller will as well. Miller drops, tosses it off underneath, incomplete. trying to set up a screen. He didn't even really have time to throw that.
That's exactly right. A screen is a slow developing play. He made a little fake. Norwood gave Swilling a good shot in the mouth, I'll say that, and then Norwood is to lead the screen, but the back was just getting out there too fast. Miller had to throw the ball. It just disrupted the play. Saints are just dominating on defense. Offense, too, for that matter.
Rod Harris back to return the punt of Fulhag, who's punted for 43, 38, and 43 in his 3 efforts. Saints have a return on. Snap is back. Fulhag gets it away. It's an end-over-ender that's going to hit and bounce out of bounds around the 41-yard line of the Saints. So Fulhag doing a good job of kicking the ball to the sideline and preventing the return of Harris. It's a 37-yard punt, but no return on it. And with 6:30 to play second quarter, when had been sacked 17 times, he's been sacked twice by Swilling in the first quarter, and with the pressure he's getting, that total could increase dramatically today the way things are looking.
Yeah, the Saints are really coming on him. Of course, they don't run the ball very well, and they're getting in long yardage. He's thrown 4 touchdowns on the year, although he has completed 61.3% of his passes this year. He missed 1 full game against the Colts and about a half of another one with some injured ribs.
1st and 10, Saints from their 43-yard line, moving it right to left. Again, good field position with the Saints defense holding.
Looks like Bobby probably called that play on the line of scrimmage. The Saints came up with 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. Bobby chose to just run an off-tackle play to the left side. Dalton Hilliard picks up about 2 or 3 yards.
Let's pause 5 seconds for station identification. This is the New Orleans Saints Football Network.
The Saints are on 870 AM, WWL, New Orleans.
Wholesale changes for the Saints. A lot of substitutions. Frazier's in. Hilliard's out. Like Mo Hill comes out. Perryman and Turner now are the wide receivers. Split backfield with Ironhead and Paul Frazier.
2nd and 7 from the 46. Hebert drops straight back, throws it, dumps it off underneath. It's caught by Frazier. He's hit immediately and driven down. Robert Moore with an excellent tackle in the open field, stripping Frazier of one of his shoes.
It looked like that was a play for Paul Frazier all the way as he came out of the backfield. He may have an option on the route to take it inside or outside. Just took it to the outside. He won but a yard or 2 downfield. Bobby threw it a little low. Robert Moore there to make a tackle.
They'll give him a gain of 1 on the play, and it will be 3rd and 6 from the Saint 47-yard line.
Bobby Hebert with 101 yards passing on the day. He's 8 for 12. Has a touchdown and an interception. He's led the Saints to 4 conversions out of 6 tries on 3rd down as the Saints face this 3rd and 6.
Out of the shotgun. Hebert awaits the snap at the 41 of the Saints. Retreats 3 steps. Steps up now. Looks. The ball is hit at the line of scrimmage and falls incomplete. He was looking for Hayward over the middle around the 45.
Ironhead was in the backfield he was trying to run an option route out of the backfield. He come out of there, linebacker on him, take it inside or outside. He chose the inside. Actually, it was a defensive back. Elbert Shelley was in coverage. Ball was tipped by a defensive lineman.
It will be 4th and 6 from the 47 of the Saints. Barnhart back to punt. Deion Sanders dropping back in single coverage for the Falcons to return. Snap is back. Barnhart angling it toward the right sideline. Has hit a dandy. Sanders is going to bring it back. He's got it at the 12, making 1 move. A flag is down. He's still on his feet. Now he's down at the 19-yard line with Bobby Morse on the stop along with Antonio Gibson. 41-yard punt, 8-yard return, but there's a flag down at the 11-yard line of Atlanta.
Boy, Deion is some athlete. And that ball, he kind of misjudged that ball and just reached way out, caught it in his hands, put a move on someone. Penalty against the Falcons, though. Turn your mic on, Gordon.
Gordon McCarter is our referee today. Chuck Heberling up in the replay booth.
Illegal block in the back, number 37 receiving team during the return. Half the distance penalty, 1st and 10.
Elbert Shelley guilty of the illegal block, and it's the last thing Miller needs is worse field position.
So how discouraging for a quarterback. Got no running game. You've been pressured all day and seem like every time you start your drive inside the 20. This time, what are they on? About the 6-yard line. 18:24 to 6:29 time of possession in today's game. The Saints have had it for 18 minutes and 24 seconds.
Officially at the 7-yard line, 1st and 10. The tailback gets the call, and Swilling's on his back before he reaches the line of scrimmage. Gene Lang perhaps got back to the line of scrimmage. If he did it all on his own, because Swilling was there the same moment the ball was.
Hard pursuit by Swilling, taking a little chance coming from that backside. Of course, if the tight end is away from Swilling, he's uncovered, so he can come hard. He's a very fast guy. He got into the backfield about the time Lang got the ball and made the tackle. No score in the Rams-Chicago game in the 2nd quarter.
No gain on the run by Lang. 2nd and 10 from the 7-yard line of the Falcons. The up-back Settle gets the call, and he's across the 10 up to the 11-yard line.
Falcons trying to just punch it out of there some way, get a 1st down, get something going. With that gain right there, they have 8 yards on the day of total offense.
John Settle was that great surprise last year, a free agent out of Appalachian.
He's a good football player. Caught 23 balls this year for 164 yards. I think he had 68 catches last year besides rushing for 1,000. 0 for 3 on 3rd down today for the Atlanta Falcons.
3rd and 6 from the 11. Miller's been harassed all day. Saints showing blitz. Waymer's right up in the line. They're going to give it off to Settle, and he won't get it.
Frank Warren read the draw play. Good job by Dave Waymer, kind of disrupting the thinking of Chris Miller as he's up in the line faking the blitz and then backs off. Very conservative play calling by the Falcons.
A gain of 3 will leave him well short of the 1st down.
Clock will tick down under 3 minutes now. Falcons getting punt formation. Saints leading 10-0. Great opportunity to get some more points on the board prior to the half.
Fulhag standing a yard deep in his end zone. See if the Saints come after him. Looks like they have another return on. Snap is back. Fulhag hit a high sailing kick that'll be taken in by Harris at his own 44, running to the near sideline. He's across the 50, 40, 35-yard line, but there's a flag down back at the 45 of the Saints.
Oh, what a late flag. I think they probably got Gene Atkins, but he was blocking on the outside people who were coming down. Harris had caught the punt and run approximately 20 yards before the guy ever threw the flag. 43-yard punt, 22-yard return.
Saint is shaken up at the 35-yard line. That might be Harris.
That'd be a blow. Boy, what a great job he's done for the ball club in the last 3 weeks.
He's been a real
find. In the back, number 28 receiving team during the return. 10-yard penalty.
He did get sandwiched.
Yeah, it looks like he got the wind knocked out of him as he was sandwiched between 2 Falcon tacklers. Gene Atkins called for the illegal block, and that negates another wonderful return by Harris, and the ball will be spotted back at the 35-yard line of the Saints. Well, the Saints have really dominated play in the 1st half, but they only lead by 10.
Gotten just looked a little shabby on offense. A couple of good opportunities, field position, had some penalties. A couple of tip balls broke down just a couple of times on the blocking where Bobby was able to get away, but not making a lot happen. Just controlling the football. 6 penalties on the day for the Saints.
Well, Todd Harris is up and walking off, but I'm not sure he knows exactly where he is at the moment. He's pretty wobbly.
No, thinks he's back at College Station playing against Texas Tech or somebody.
Be ruled down and dead in possession of the receivers, down by contact.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Saints. They'll have it at their 35-yard line, moving it right to left. We've got 2:30 remaining before halftime. Saints have just 1 timeout with which to work. Hebert had to squander a couple early when the Falcons confused him with 1 defense, and the Saints were confused themselves on an offensive formation earlier. 10-0 Saints, and they have controlled the football.
1st and 10.
The Falcons have just had nothing going for them, and Miller has drawn some deep heat from that Saint linebacking crew that's been swarming all over him in passing situations. Looks like Eric Martin will be rested much of the day. He's still on the bench, and Perryman is split out wide to the left. Mo Hill wide right. Frazier's in there now for Hilliard. split behind Hebert along with Hayward. Frazier gets the call, sweeping right, stopping, changing direction, and he may have one on the play.
It's a sweep play out of two backs, split backfield. Like Casillas is shaking up. Probably gonna have to leave the game. Noticeable limp as he goes off, like he hurt an ankle.
The Falcons are banged up. They've already lost Rick Bryan. He's out for some time after a nerve injury in his spine, so he's gone. They're missing 2 starters out of their secondary in today's lineup, and now they're missing their nose tackle, at least momentarily.
A rookie from University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, Tony Bowick, or Bowick?
Bowick.
How about that punter? What's his name?
Fulhag.
Yeah. I was scared to say that long ago.
We've reached the 2-minute warning here in the Superdome, with the Saints leading the Falcons 10-0.
870 AM.
Casillas is back on the limping at nose tackle. And the Saints will look at a 2nd and 8 from their 37-yard line. 2 minutes remaining before halftime. Saints leading 10-0 on a 21-yard touchdown pass, Hebert to Dalton Hilliard in the first quarter, and a 32-yard Morton Anderson field goal in the second.
Saints, of course, 2nd and 8. Now, Jim, you mentioned earlier they've used up 2 of their timeouts. I think we've noticed through the years the Saints usually, in their 2-minute drill, always run the ball the first couple of times, as they did on first down. I really expect them to throw, though, on 2nd and 8.
3 tight ends for the Saints. And Floyd Turner split out wide to the left.
It's really not a formation you'd expect in a 2-minute offense, is it?
But they will throw. Underneath, they've got Scales, and he's up close to the 41-yard line of the Saints. A gain of 4. Charles Dimry on the tackle.
Like Bobby may have made up his mind there. He was going to Scales all the way. Actually, Dimry was rolling up on the zone. Very short gain. He also was able to get Scales, not allow him to get out of bounds. Clock's running down to 1:35. Saints don't seem to be in a big hurry.
5th reception of the season for Scales.
4 for 7 on 3rd down today for the Saints. 3 wide receivers, a tight end. It's like Frazier's the only back end.
Out of the shotgun, Hebert stands at his own 35. Taking a long time. Now he drops, looks, still looking, scrambling to his right. The ball comes free, rolling free at the 35. The Falcons have picked it up, and down at the 24-yard line, that's Ben Thomas.
Like once again, Bobby couldn't find the person that he wanted to throw to, trying to bide a little time. Jim, I was looking down and watching Mo Hill in the secondary. Did he get hit, or did the ball just come loose?
The ball was knocked from his grasp. He was moving up in the pocket.
Pretty good block in there. Trapillo. Oh, yeah, Cotton came off. Bobby stepped up, then he had to move to his right. Cotton came off his block, caused Hebert to fumble the ball. Thomas picks it up.
Recovery by the defense. First down this way. The play is being reviewed.
You know, the Saints have had the ball quite a bit, but they've been pretty sloppy on offense.
Yeah, they have, and that's the 2nd turnover deep in their own territory. They were rescued earlier after Dimry brought an interception back to the 15. A swilling sack forced a Miller fumble, and Mills was able to recover at the Saint 19-yard line. That was back in the first quarter, and now the Falcons have it at the 24 of New Orleans, 1st and 10. They have all 3 timeouts left, 1:04 to play before halftime.
Well, I would think the Saints will come all out with their rush right here. Take a little guess that the Falcons will be throwing the football.
Settle in Jones behind Miller. He drops straight back, looks, throws, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Jones, who should have brought that ball in at the 20-yard line. It had some RPMs on it, but it just scooted through his hands.
He didn't even slow it down. Ricky Jackson on the coverage. He had a step on Ricky. Miller, of course, you're going to throw that ball hard. He's going to the flat, but Jones, he reached out with one arm. It just went right through him. Miller's 2 of 12 on the day, really struggling.
Well, we mentioned Jones caught 8 passes last week against the Cardinals. Didn't do much on that.
No.
Sean Collins split out wide to the left. Dixon wide right. Back split behind Miller on 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Let's see if he tries to work on Massey here with Dixon.
Steps up, throws over the middle. That's incomplete. No Falcon even went for the football.
That's 2 they haven't. They just flagged at him.
Sean Collins just watched that one go by. He didn't know if it was intended for him or not, he's saying.
I don't think maybe he didn't see Miller, didn't see the ball thrown. Just went right by him. Saints bring in more defensive backs now. Maxey, Milton Mack comes in, Gathers and Mills out.
So 2 passes, 2 incompletions, 3rd and 10 from the 24-yard line.
That's where it really gets tough on an offensive coordinator. You don't know what to call. First thing, you've got to get your receivers to make an attempt to catch the ball.
Waymer is showing blitz, backing out of it. Miller is being hit, and the ball comes free. Swilling hit him again, and it looks like Warren's recovered. If it's a fumble, the Saints have it, and they do. Frank Warren recovers. Pat Swilling with another sack. That is his 3rd of the first half. Well, that's twice now. The defense has bailed out the offense after turnovers deep.
Give Pat Swilling a lot of credit. Just a 3rd-year player, but he's got a rookie in front of him. He's really coming hard. Of course, the Falcons put themselves in a hole so many times with 3rd and long. Real long day for Chris Miller and Ralph Norwood.
Swilling is, you can almost see him salivating from up here, boys. He stands down there and waits for the chance to rush the passer.
See what the Saints have got up. Toy Cook's in the game as a wide receiver. They'll probably be going with 4 wides. With Eric Martin being hurt, they've got Toy Cook in instead of Rod Harris.
Right,
Rod Harris is shaking up.
He's shaking up as well.
Toy's got 1 catch on the year.
1st and 10 Saints. They give it on the draw play to Ironhead, and he is down at the 37-yard line. Tackled by Robert, they'll make that Elbert Shelley.
See, that's a good call, but it uses up a lot of time. He got a few. I got about 4 or 5 yards. Got to get back in the shotgun now, and the Saints just have 1 timeout.
Hebert's going to throw over the middle. Mohill has it at the 45-yard line of the Saints. They should call a timeout here, and they will.
That'll be their last one. Now they've got to throw the ball.
New Orleans, 3rd and last, 40-second time.
21 seconds on the clock. Now the Saints have to throw the ball to the sideline. Falcons playing deep. Bobby just takes the shot place down there somewhere.
Down to the left, he'll probably be a part of perhaps honoring the alumni at halftime.
I'm supposed to be down there. You going to excuse me?
Yeah, go right ahead. Take it easy. Enjoy yourself down there. Some folks called me this week and were saying that they thought it would be nice if the Saints might somehow call attention to the fact that Jim Finks was on the sideline, so that the fans here might give him a round of applause and tell him how grateful they are to still have him here, and how keenly they feel the disappointment that he must feel regarding what happened with the commissioner's post this week. 1st and 10 Saints from the 45-yard line of New Orleans, and I don't think Hebert got it off in time. A flag is down, and Bobby's jumping in the air in disgust.
5 yards, still 1st down.
And it will go against the Saints, a 5-yard penalty. We've got 20 seconds to play in the 2nd quarter. The Saints are leading 10-0. That's the 7th penalty against the Saints in the first half. The statistics will really not be indicative, at least the scoreboard statistic will not be indicative of how much the Saints have dominated play here in the first half.
Set it to 21 seconds remaining. Thank you.
But they've had some turnovers, and they've also had some penalties that have hurt them. They're resetting the clock, adding a second to it.
Reset to 30 seconds. Reset.
And now they're resetting the 30-second clock. That's what they're doing, and now we're finally ready to go. 1st and 15 from the 40-yard line of the Saints. 21 seconds remaining before halftime. Out of the shotgun. Movement along the defensive line, but Cotton jumps back on sides. He's rushing against Dombrowski. Throwing over the middle is Hebert, caught by Hill. He's in Falcon territory at the 44-yard line. A 17-yard pickup and a Saints 1st down. Clock is winding down, showing 10, 9. Hebert will probably kill the ball, and he will. No, he'll throw it underneath the hill. He tries to get to the sideline and won't get there. He's at the 32-yard line, and the clock will wind down, and that's a poor selection of plays right there. You got to kill the clock, and then maybe Frazier 1 for 2. 2 receivers have caught passes for the Falcons. Each has caught 1. Heller 1 for 5. Collins 1 for 11. For the Saints, Hilliard has caught 5 for 79. Turner 2 for 23. Frazier 1 for 1. Scales 1 for 4. And Hill 3 for 34. So the Saints dominating statistically, yet leading by a score of just 10-0. We were pleased to have David Keith up here, the actor who was in Officer and a Gentleman, Heartbreak Hotel, Oliver North Story, and many other film and screen credits. Happy to have him up here at halftime. Checking some scores for you. This is a first half score at the intermission. Detroit and Green Bay tied at 10 in the second quarter. The Rams and the Bears 3-3. Phoenix leads Dallas 6-0 in the second quarter. Houston at halftime leading Cleveland 10-0, and we are about ready to begin the second half. The Falcon kickoff will be taken in at the 5, and this is Gene Atkins who has a hole, and he's across the 30 all the way up to the 33, but a flag comes in late. A 29-yard return for Atkins, but the flag will go against the Saints and set them back. In the first half, the Saints collected 3 sacks and 2 fumble recoveries. The Falcons got an interception and a fumble away from the Saints.
Holding, number 83, receiving team during the return. 10 yards from the spot of the foul, 1st and 10.
What did I miss? Yeah, I could have been here a lot earlier, but I couldn't walk by those hot dogs down there in the old press lounge.
Yeah, I covered for you again.
Yeah.
David loved the watch, by the way.
Oh, he did?
He really did love the watch. And I'm sure we made a whole new batch of converts among LSU fans after he said that he enjoyed seeing the Vols whip up on the Tigers.
No, he didn't say that.
Yeah, he did.
A diplomat, he's not.
We're getting
Just
him,
an actor.
We're getting him police protection to leave the Superdome. 1st and 10 for the Saints from their 16-yard line. Hayward and Hilliard, as we begin the second half, are the running backs. Wideouts left and right. The give is to Hilliard. Tries the right side. Doesn't find much.
Falcon defensive line's toughening up a little bit from that initial series by the Saints. Dalton had big holes to run through.
Well, that was a pleasurable experience, I'm sure, for you guys down there at halftime. One of the few times you've ever been down there and heard cheers from the entire crowd.
Oh, they forget. No, it was fun. Great to see a lot of guys. They're all up in one of Mr. Benson's box suites today, just having a great time up there. I'm having to work, sit here with you.
Hey, that's not work. 2nd and 8 from the 18-yard line. Wideouts left and right. Back split behind Bobby, who drops 5 steps, looks, dumps it over the middle. Ironhead has it, and Rady's on his back immediately at the 21-yard line.
It's kind of a little new look for the Saints today, throwing to their backs out of the backfield. It looks though that's really the only person that Bobby's keying in on these second down, first down passes. I guess just trying to get something positive 4 or 5 yards.
Were you down there already when the half was ending? Did you see Hebert fail to kill the clock?
No, I didn't get to see it. I didn't get to see it.
3rd and 4 from the 22-yard line. 4 wide receivers. Hebert in the shotgun. He stands at his 16. To his right is Hayward. Bobby retreats, steps up. Cotton has him from behind, and he throws it away, intended for Martin on the far sideline. And Marcus Cotton blowing around Jim Dombrowski and getting a hand on the back of Hebert, forcing that incompletion.
In fact, Tim Green also getting some pressure there. Cotton is a good pass rusher. You heard Jeff Van Note in your interview before the game. He hadn't convinced him he's a NFL linebacker yet, but he's very good at rushing the passer.
Had a couple of sacks last week. Deion Sanders awaiting the punt of Barnhart. Tommy stands back at his 6-yard line. Cadence is being called by the up-back Morse. Snap goes back to Barnhart. He's hit a low, poor punt that will bounce from the 50. Sanders takes it in on the hop at the 42, and he's down at midfield. He is slippery. Boy, he's slippery, and he's upset with himself that he didn't take it farther. A 36-yard punt and an 8-yard return. And the Falcons will have some of their best field position of the day right at midfield to begin this drive. 1st and 10, Birds. They move it left to right, 13-14 to play, 3rd quarter. Saints leading 10-0 have dominated defensively. The give is to Settle, and he is to the 48-yard line of the Saints as they probe the right side.
Just straight handoff to the fullback. Picks up about 2 yards. Saints defense still playing tough against the rush. Number 1 in the NFL.
Settle had that 62-yard run against the Saints last season that kind of brought him to the Falcons' attention, and he went on from there to enjoy an excellent year.
Falcons are averaging just 76 yards a game rushing the football.
Jones and Settle in an eye behind Miller. 2 tight ends. 2nd and 9 from the Saint 49. Miller's going to roll right, dump it off underneath the Settle, and Mills forces him out of bounds in the vicinity of the 42-yard line. That's a 6-yard pickup and some 2 yards short of the first down.
Still, they executed a play, something they failed to do pretty much of the first half. A little play action pass, just trying to slip it out to Settle in the flat.
Miller just wants to complete one to someone. He only had 2 in the first half.
The longest was 16 yards. Falcons are 0 for 6 on 3rd down situations.
It'll be 3rd and 3 from the Saint 43. 3 wide receivers to the left. Miller drops, well protected this time, dumps it off underneath. Settle has the first down. Massey drives him out of bounds at the 32-yard line, and the Falcons are able to convert a 10-yard gain.
Well, Settle's a good receiver. Now, he was in the backfield. Similar route that the Saints tried out of their shotgun and nickel in the first half with the back. Coming out of the backfield, running an option route on the only linebacker in the game. That's Vaughn Johnson. Settle took him to the outside. Miller had protection, and he put it on him first down.
Ricky Jackson was coming on the pass rush, and it looked like Houston Hoover, the big right tackle, was holding him, but no call. Settle and Jones in an eye behind Miller. 1st and 10 from the Saint 32. Saints lead at 10-0, just underway 3rd quarter. This is Jones. He's still fighting his way forward. Look at that leg drive. He's all the way inside the 25 to the 24. 3 Saints had him. Looked like he was down at the 30, but they all gave up on him, thinking the whistle would blow, and he continued to fight forward and carried Massey for a 7-yard gain.
Well, give Jones credit for his effort. You're right, though. I think 3 or 4 of the Saints who had him wrapped up there thought another guy had him, and Massey was really the only one hanging on, and Jones took him for a ride.
So the Falcons getting their offense untracked here in the 3rd quarter. It's 2nd and 3 from the 25-yard line of the Saints. Wideouts left and right. Back split. Give is to Settle. He's hit by Warren in the backfield and drags him forward to the line of scrimmage. Perhaps he got a yard on the play, but Frank Warren very quickly across the line of scrimmage.
Nice defensive play by Frank Warren. 2nd and 3 is a down. A lot of offensive coaches like to take a little gamble on maybe a play action, try to go for something big with confidence that you could pick it up on 3rd and 3. But when you decide to run it, you're running it to get the 3 yards and not have to face a 3rd down. And when you fail on it, it makes it extremely tough.
Sean Collins split out wide to the left. Now he moves and he split out wide to the right. Looks like there's a problem with the Falcon alignment. Now they split both wide receivers to the right. Miller drops, looks to his left, throws to his left, and it is caught for the first down.
Depends on the mark.
Awfully close. Gene Atkins on the back of Keith Jones out of the backfield. A 4-yard gain and a first down for the Falcons.
Well, they gave him a good spot. Atkins had tight coverage on Jones out of the backfield. As a matter of fact, Miller really threw that ball hard. And once again, just an option route out of a slot. He's the sole back on the left side. A little pressure on Miller. Atkins right on him, wraps him up and throws him down. The official gives him a good spot on his forward motion. First down, Falcons.
First down at the 21-yard line of the Saints. 10:19 to play. 3rd quarter. Saints leading 10-0. 2 tight ends, backs in an eye. The tailback Jones gets it, and he flies up over the line of scrimmage, goes airborne, and might have collected 3 yards on the play. Keith Jones is 6'1", 210, a 3rd-round draft choice out of Illinois, a rookie.
Good football player, very versatile player. Said 8 catches last week. Probably the most that he's been used in the running game for the Falcons. Of course, Gene Lang hampered by an injury.
They'll give him just 2 yards on the carry. 2nd and 8 from the 19 of the Saints. Jones comes in motion out of the backfield. Settle remains behind Miller. He gets the call, bounces off a tackler, Warren, and maybe picks up a short 2. But Frank Warren again plugging the hole and being tough against the run. And he said that's what he has done more this year. He's really concentrated on playing the run better. He'd always been primarily a pass rusher in his career, and this year he's trying to be consistent in every phase of the game.
Well, he's playing in really just on first down situation, so you've got to play the run there on passing downs. So in the past he's been an end. You've got Swilling and Jackson doing the rushing from the outside. He's been at tackle. Now the Falcons have converted both of their third downs on this drive. They're 2 for 2.
3rd and 7 from the 18-yard line of the Saints. Collins in motion. Miller drops back, steps up, throws to the goal line, caught by Collins, touchdown. Collins beat Robert Massey on an 18-yard touchdown strike, and the Falcons right back in it.
I think that was Toy Cook on the coverage. Like Miller got time. He had time to throw, then he stepped up. Like Toy Cook he didn't see the ball thrown. He was right there when it was in the direction of Collins. It's a good throw. Rush was there, and Miller found some time by stepping up. But Cook was right there. He just didn't see the ball thrown.
You're right, it was Cook on the coverage, and Collins took it in right around the 1-yard line. And the Falcons, with a successful extra point by McFadden, will trail by just 3.
That's Collins' 2nd touchdown of the year.
Snap is back. The barefooted kicker puts it up and through. And though dominating statistically, the Saints have their lead cut to but 3 on the scoreboard. 8:41 to play, 3rd quarter. Saints 10, Falcons 7. Gene Atkins and Andre Johnson back awaiting the kickoff of Paul McFadden, as the Falcons take it 50 yards in 9 plays, 4:33 off the clock. An 18-yard touchdown strike from Miller to Collins, and the Saint lead cut to 3, 10-7.
Falcons had 3 first downs on the drive. They only had 2 in the first half, and they were 3 for 3 on 3rd down on that drive. Of course, they were 0 for 6 in the first half. Short kick.
Very short kick that'll be taken in by Johnson at the 15 against his former teammates. He's across the 25 and up close to the 28-yard line. A 15-yard return. So the Saints offense,
well, it's time for them to go to work.
Right,
really
needs to get on track here.
Running game not what it was in the first half or early in the game. It doesn't seem that the Saints are really using all their motion and movement as they have in the past and working their delay routes and so on. They've been trying to throw to the backside of the backfield. I think it's time for them to get back to the thing they've done so well offensively this year, that high percentage passing game.
Looks like they're going to be without Eric Martin, though, the rest of the day. He's not in there now. It's Turner is on a bootleg. Hebert rolls left, sees no one, reverses his field, rolls right, pump fakes. He's going to keep running across the 40 and out of bounds after the first down pickup at the 41-yard line. That's a nice athletic move by the Saint quarterback, and a gain of 11.
Well, it was a play-action pass where Bobby was rolling to his left. Wanted to throw the ball, I think, to John Tice or Hobie Brenner coming across. Really, the blocking was pretty good. Bobby's just trying to find someone to throw to. Tice is trying to help him out, but no defensive back comes up and pushes him out of bounds. Nice job by Bobby.
Robert Moore forcing him out of bounds, but the Saints pick it up on the scramble by Hebert up to the 41-yard line of New Orleans, where it's 1st and 10, 8:23 to play, 3rd quarter. Saints are leading 10-7. Wideouts left and right. Offsides on the Falcons. This will be a free play for the Saints, and it's incomplete. Floyd Turner was wide open at the 47-yard line, and Hebert missed him. But the Falcons had jumped early, and it was pretty evident to everybody that the Saints were going to get a free play on it.
Well, it'll be 1st and 5. I'm sure Bobby'd like to have that one back. Turner was wide open coming across. They call it on the Saints. No, it's Gordon's mixed up.
All right, Gordon, attaboy. Attaboy. Falcons are in white.
Offside.
Saints are in black.
Number 93 on the defense. 5 yards, still 1st down.
Andre Bruce jumping. And the Saints get the 5-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 5 up at the New Orleans 45. 8:19 to play, 3rd quarter. Saints leading 10-7 after leading at the half 10-0 and totally dominating the first 30 minutes of this game. It's Turner split out wide to the left, Hill wide right, back split behind Hebert. Bobby with a long count sends Hayward in motion out of the backfield to the left. Falcons adjust. Hebert drops straight back, looks left, throws left, underneath. Hilliard has it, a juggling reception, breaking a tackle, and he's out of bounds in Falcon territory at the 46-yard line. He was juggling that ball, gave ground as Tuggle, who was attempting to tackle him all the way back to his own 45, slips that tackle and is able to pick up 8 yards.
Well, Tuggle just didn't wrap him up. Once again, the Saints just throwing little 2-yard routes to the backside of the backfield. Dalton can't break all these tackles. I really don't know what they're going to be able to get out of that type of passing game.
John Rady forcing Hilliard out of bounds at the 46-yard line of the Falcons. Wideouts left and right, back split behind Hebert. Saints trying to get the momentum back in this game. Here's Hilliard sweeping right, cutting it up, down at the 41-yard line.
Pretty good play. Got the guards pulling out in front of Dalton Hilliard on a split back sweep. Good positive yardage.
5-yard gain.
Boy, Turner checks in for Brett Perryman with a play for Bobby Hebert. 2nd and 6.
Saints had it all their own way in the first half, especially defensively, but the Falcons able to put together a 50-yard drive early in the third quarter to cut the Saint lead to 10-7.
Saints once again come out in a split backfield. They've used that more often today.
And throwing again, Hebert over the middle. Hilliard has it with lots of room. He's down at the 32-yard line. He really left Bruce in his wake, who was trying very unsuccessfully to cover him. That's an 8-yard gain.
Well, I think that's the play that the Saints would like to work. Offensive coordinator Carl Smith calling the backs coming out of the backfield. The middle is where it's open. So many times, though, you run the play, you give the back the option. When he takes it to the sideline, it's not much there. Most of those completions have been in the 1- and 2-yard area.
Turner split out wide left, Hill wide right. Strength of the formation is to the right. Backs in an I. 1st and 10. Saints at the 32-yard line of the Falcons. Saints lead 10-7. 6:50 to play, third quarter. The sweep left by Hilliard with a flag down. Looked like Hilliard won't get back to the line of scrimmage, but it looked like the right side of the Saints offensive line flinched again before the snap.
Well, that's a 4-yard loss by Dalton Hilliard. I'm not sure Dalton made the proper decision then. Tried to string it out to the left side. Probably should have just taken it inside with a yard or 2 gain.
Boy, the Saints have had a lot of trouble.
Illegal motion, 67 offense, penalty decline, 2nd down.
That's Brock with the illegal motion. The Saints have had that happen to them numerous times today up on that offensive line.
Can't explain that. 8th regular season game of the year. Rarely see that. Dalton Hilliard has 7 catches on the day. He's approaching 100 yards. He has 97.
It's 2nd and 13 after the loss on the play from the 35-yard line of the Falcons. Turner and Hill split out wide to the right. Back split behind Hebert. Falcons coming with an all-out blitz. Hebert throws it underneath, off the fingertips of Hill, incomplete. The Saints want a pass interference call against Charles Dimry, but none forthcoming.
Pretty nice play by Dimry. Came with the blitz. Saints had a slot on. Bobby just trying to throw it out to the flat to Mo Hill. Dimry did a pretty good job.
Let's pause 5 seconds for station identification. This is the New Orleans Saints Football Network.
The Saints are on 870 AM, WWL, New Orleans.
Dimry, the second-year man out of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
Saints are 0 for their last 4 on 3rd down, 4 of 9 on the day.
This is 3rd and 13 from the Falcon 35. 4 wide receivers. Hebert in the shotgun, stands at the 41, retreats to the 45, steps up, well protected, throwing near sideline, caught but out of bounds by Perryman. Deion Sanders.
Deion on the coverage. Pretty good coverage, though. Perryman was way out of bounds.
So the Saints drive stalls, and Barnhart will come in. Now remember, the Saints have a fake in here in their game plan that calls for Barnhart to throw to Waymer. We'll see if they use it here. It's 4th and 13 from the 35-yard line of the Falcons. Snap is back. Barnhart will punt it away. He'll pooch it high. Saints will try to kill it inside the 10, and Maxey has done that right around the 10-yard line. Deion Sanders had no intention whatsoever of getting near that football, and Maxey's able to cover it. A 26-yard punt with no return. killed at the 12-yard line.
Good job by Barnhart.
Third quarter, after putting together a 50-yard drive to score a touchdown and cut the St. lead to 10-7. This is their ensuing possession from that touchdown drive, and they're hopeful that they've gotten the spark generated on their offense after a terrible first half.
Well, Chris Miller's probably developing a little confidence in his offense. 4 completions in a row in the second half.
Gene Lang and John Settle are the backs behind Miller, who sends 2 wide receivers out to the left on 1st and 10 from the Falcon 12-yard line. Collins comes in motion. Miller on play action, well protected, throws underneath. He's got Lang. He's got the first down. He's across the 25 and up to the 30. Some sloppy tackling by the Saints around the 20-yard line allows him to pick up about 7 more yards. That's a 17-yard gain and a Falcon first down.
That was a nice play and a good call. Falcons been pretty conservative when they've been backed up today. They had a slot formation, fake the I formation off tackle play, hit Lang, who was the first back through, kind of in the seam there. Boy, Miller really threw it hard.
1st and 10, Falcons at their 29-yard line. 5:20 to play, third quarter. It's 10-7 Saints. Lang is split out wide to the right. The give is to Settle, probing the left side, and he fights his way up close to the 35-yard line. Jim Wilkes on the stop, a 5-yard gain.
Better job by the Falcon offensive line coming off the ball. Left side, Ralph Norwood coming off. Lang Settle pick up 5 yards. I thought Lang was supposed to be hurt.
Well, he did have a hip problem. He didn't start the game. He was listed in the starting lineup, but Jones replaced him, but he's in there now, so maybe he's gotten it loosened up. Second and 4 from the 35-yard line of the Falcons. Dixon is split out wide to the right. Miller's going to drop straight back, be well protected, look around, dance around, scramble forward, and be sacked. The ball is loose. The Saints may have covered it at the 30. They have! There's another big turnover. And it's Wayne Martin who comes away with the fumble.
You know, I didn't see the fumble. I was watching downfield. Give Vaughn Johnson credit for the coverage. Chris Miller was looking to the left side once again, trying to hit Lang out of the backfield, going to the corner. Vaughn Johnson really had him covered. Miller looked back to the inside, then tried to scramble. Frank Warren was coming in. Somebody just took his feet right out from under him, coughed up the football, and Wayne Martin fell on it.
Well, Miller hasn't given up the ball very often by interceptions this year, just 2, but he's fumbled again here today, and that's his second.
I think Frank Warren gets credit for the sack. It'd be his 3rd sack of the year.
And unofficially, the Saints 4th on the day. 1st and 10 from the 30. Saints trying to strike. Here's Hilliard. Not much on the left side. Perhaps to the 32-yard line. Ball came loose, and Trapillo came away with it, but it'll be blown dead after a 3-yard gain.
John Tice comes in now. Saints will have it 2nd and 7. Right about their 27-yard line. Perriman, Craig Hayward check out. 3-3 in the third quarter of that Rams-Chicago game in Soldier Field. Correction on Frank Warren. Now they're giving Jim Wilkes the sack. Well, that guy in L.A. never had to change it, did he? That stat man. He always had it right the first time.
It's true. 2nd and 7 from the 27. 2 tight ends for the Saints. 2 wide receivers split out to the right. One is Eric Martin. And Hebert's going to loft it downfield for Brenner, incomplete at the 9-yard line, and that ball was overthrown. Brenner was stretching for it, and he was really stuck by Robert Moore, the safety.
Yeah, Hobie was pretty vulnerable there. The ball was overthrown, but he still had his hands up, head and hands up. Moore put his headgear right in his stomach.
And I'd have to say today is probably Bobby Hebert's worst day as far as throwing the ball. You know, he's just not in sync today.
Been off a little bit. It looks like he's tried to take something off of it a few times, and it's gotten away from him. He's had some pressure, though, and that's what pressure will do to quarterbacks. Saints are 0 for 5 on 3rd down. Their last 5, they haven't completed one.
This is 3rd and 7 from the 27. Hebert with 4 wide receivers. Hayward standing to his left. Bobby retreats, steps up, throws over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Eric Martin. Charles Dimry on the coverage.
That's a bad read by Bobby right there. He didn't see Charles Dimry, who came out of the middle to what they call banjo Eric Martin. So that's double coverage on Eric Martin. Boy, Turner's got to be open on the outside. Bobby tried to force it into Martin.
Yeah, Bobby visibly frustrated as he comes to the sideline, shaking his head. Fourcade will hold from the left hash mark. Anderson will attempt a 44-yard field goal. He has hit his last 7, including a 32-yarder back in the second quarter. Snap is back. Anderson's attempt is on its way, and it is good. So Morton Anderson hits a 44-yarder, and the Saints able to take advantage of the Falcon turnover and put 3 more points on the board. 3:19 to play, third quarter. Saints 13 and Falcons 7. Wayne Martin had recovered his fumble at the Falcon 30. And Morton Anderson kicks a 44-yard field goal to make it 13-7 Saints with 3:19 to play in the third quarter.
Of course, not what the Saints would like to have had from that fumble. Just 4 plays, 3 yards, use up a minute off the clock.
Anderson to kick it away. It's high. Coming down to Neon Dion at the 3, back to the 10, 15, 20, 25, cutting across the field, 35, making a move at the 40. It's a foot race, and Sanders may win it. He's to the 40 and out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
No, he can't run. Good gracious.
My goodness, has he got some speed. A 72-yard return. And it looked like Robert Massey, who eventually forced him out of bounds.
Boy, he put some great moves on the ball. Morton kicks it to Morton's right. He started up that left side. Broke outside. Robert Massey got knocked down. Looked like Dion was tripped up. He made a good move around Milton Mack. Massey clearly had the angle on him. Had a running start. Got a hand on him as Dion's forced out of bounds. That's his longest kickoff return of the year.
First and 10 from the 25-yard line of the Saints. Miller wants to throw on first down. He's got his receiver to the right. That's Dixon. He makes a move in the open field and is forced out of bounds short of the 20-yard line by Ricky Jackson, a 4-yard pickup.
Back to what the Falcons were attempting to do in the first half, just 3-step drops, take some quick stuff to their wide receivers. Dixon, a 4th-year player out of Stephen F. Austin. Of course, he and Stacy Bailey have been their starters the last couple of years, but these 2 youngsters from the same small school, Northern Arizona, have taken over. I think Michael Haynes out today. Dixon getting a chance to play more.
2nd and 5 from the Saint 20. Some movement along the offensive line. Miller's going to hand it to Settle. The ball is free. Picked up. The whistle may have blown. Waymer would take it for a touchdown, but they're going to call it back. I think the Falcons' offensive line jumped. And if that's illegal procedure and it's called before the play begins, there can be no refusing it, despite the fact that the whistle blew.
That's correct.
At least 2 members of the offensive line. 5 yards, still second
Way
down.
to take the chicken way out, Gordon.
That looked like Jamie Dukes was one of them. There was some noticeable movement by the Falcon offensive line. The ball popped free and Waymer was going for the touchdown, but you clearly heard the whistle blow up here.
Like Settle never really got a handle on the ball. Settle fumbled for the first time last week. I think in last year he carried the ball 300 times and just fumbled 3 times. Of course, this, like I said, this play was dead, and Falcons will have it 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that fumble last week was his first and the first by an Atlanta running back this season. 2nd and 10 from the 25-yard line, back at the original line of scrimmage. Miller's up under center. Waymer showing safety blitz, backing out of it now. Miller retreats. He's going to roll left under pressure, shovel it forward to Settle, and he is hit by Vaughn Johnson and brought down at the 24-yard line. Gene Atkins nearly had him for a loss. He struggled forward for a gain of 1.
Well, the Falcons came with a good play, kind of a pre-designed scramble where Miller dropped and then rolled to his left. He had plenty of room to get out around the line and set up and maybe make a throw, but it was, I guess, a designed shuttle pass to Settle there. Really, the Saints defensed it pretty well.
And it'll be 3rd and 9 from the 23-yard line of the Saints. Saints leading 13-7, trying to hold the Falcons out of the end zone here.
3 for 3 in the second half on 3rd down. Big play for the Saints defense.
Miller up under center, retreats, well protected, throwing near sideline, and it is incomplete. Intended, I believe, for Stacy Bailey. Yes, that's who it was. Robert Massey on the coverage.
Bailey trying to go down about 20 and break it to the sideline. Ball thrown just too far out in front. Falcons will punt it away.
Well, they'll probably attempt the field goal here.
That's right.
With McFadden to kick. He's a former kicker for the Giants who beat the Saints last year on that Sunday night game.
He was lined up about 20 yards deep. I thought he was going to punt. He walked up a little bit, though.
It's a 41-yard field goal attempt. Miller's the holder. Snap is back. Kick is up. It's long enough, and it is good enough. A 41-yarder by Paul McFadden. And there's a timeout on the field with 1:53 to play in the third quarter. Saints 13, Falcons 10.
Well, 8:70 a.m.
So the Saints force a field goal of 41 yards from McFadden after Deion Sanders returned a kickoff 72 yards to the Saint 25.
Falcons don't do much from there, though. 4 plays, just 2 yards, minute 26 off the clock. Bobby Hebert trying to rally the offense now. Just leading 13-10. Bobby's 3 for 8 for just 22 yards in the second half today.
Atkins and Johnson deep. McFadden's kickoff is a very short one, taken at the 12-yard line by Atkins. Straight ahead, he's got a seam, but he's lost the ball. He's fighting forward at the 32, and he retained it. What a lucky break there for Gene Atkins.
I said there's 4 Falcons had a chance to fall on the ball. Once again, always want to pick it up and run it. All they got to do is fall on it. Great break. I don't know how Gene Atkins got back in there and recovered.
It just happened to fall underneath him as he was lunging forward after coughing up the football. That's a great break for the Saints. There was a seam there, and he looked like he might go a ways with it, but had the ball stripped from his grasp. Luckily for the Saints, Atkins able to find that ball underneath him.
It's like Eric Martin back in the game on the right side in the slot. Dalton Hilliard split out to the left. Evans Cooper man-to-man coverage on him.
Saints have found it very sticky going offensively in the second half. Hebert's going to throw on first down. He's hit from behind. The ball is free. They're going to blow it dead. The Falcons are still fighting for it. It's still rolling free. They don't know that it's been blown dead. Finally back at the 6-yard line. Brock has it, but that's a sack and a fumble. A sack and no fumble, excuse me. A sack and no fumble. The play was blown dead as Hebert was crunched.
They're calling him in the grass prior to the fumble. Another break for the Saints. Little play action pass taken to Ironhead. Looking downfield, then wanted to throw the ball to Ironhead. I think Tim Green probably came in from the outside linebacking spot, hit Hebert in the back.
First sack of the day for the Falcons, a loss of 4 on the play.
Saints.
2nd and 14 from the 29.
Saints might have gotten a good call from the officials then.
On the draw play, Hilliard, he's fighting his way forward all the way up to the 37-yard line. Some tough running by that young man for 9 yards.
9 yards. Should have been, most people would have been a 2-yard gain. Dalton got 9 yards. Great running.
And the Saints trying to convert here. We'll have a 3rd and 5 to look at from their 38-yard line. Falcons making wholesale changes as the Saints go with 4 wide receivers.
3 of them are split out to the right side.
The wide side of the field. Hebert has Hayward alongside him as he stands in the shotgun at the 33. Retreats to the 30, steps up, wants to throw it deep down the far sideline, and it is incomplete. Intended over there for Floyd Turner, and that ball was pretty much on target, but off his fingertips. The coverage by Bobby Butler, the veteran.
Bobby threw it a long way. Turner just couldn't quite catch up to it.
And Deion Sanders, who returned a kickoff 72 yards the last time he touched the ball, dropping back and single safety for the Falcons at the 20-yard line. It's 4th and 5 from the 38 of the Saints.
I don't think we'll try a fake here.
The momentum has swung to the Falcons here in the second half. Snap is back to Barnhart. He gets it away. Near sideline, Sanders does not call for the fair catch, lets it bounce. It will take a Saints bounce out of bounds at the 25-yard line of the Falcons, a 37-yard punt with no return.
Got some scores here, Jim. Cincinnati leads Tampa Bay 28-16. These are all third quarter scores. Indianapolis 10, New England 3, Buffalo 21, Miami 10. Steelers lead Kansas City 16-10. Oilers over Cleveland 17-14. Phoenix 6, Dallas 3. Rams and Bears are still tied at 3. And Green Bay 20, Detroit 10. These are all third quarter scores.
Gene Lang is split out wide to the right in part of a 3 wide receiver set for the Falcons on 1st and 10 from their 25-yard line. Miller drops, being pressured, steps up, throwing it over the middle, incomplete, intended for Collins. He was very nearly sacked, Miller was, by Jumpy Geathers along with Ricky Jackson.
Yeah, Ricky Jackson got a good jump. It was a quick count. Good jump off the ball. Forced Miller to step up. He had to throw the ball on the run. Just out of the outreached arms of Sean Collins. Massey in pursuit of Collins.
Saints have had excellent heat on Miller all day long. Like Geathers had a piece of him there as he did deliver the ball and caused it to be a bit off target. 2nd and 10 from the 25-yard line of the Falcons.
Well, Pat Swoops in at nose guard. Saints kind of have an 8-man front up there. All their linemen stacked in there tight.
Miller rolls right, throws over the middle. It's caught by his tight end Heller. He's down at the 39-yard line. That's a Falcon first down. Gene Atkins on the stop.
Good job by Chris Miller picking up his secondary receivers. He looked out wide. Gene Lang then had a back, hit Heller coming across and got the first down. That'll end the third quarter.
15 minutes in regulation remain. The Saints lead the Falcons 13-10.
Quarter. Saints 20, Falcons, Saints 12, Falcons 7 in first downs. Net rushing 99-37 Saints. Net passing 152-59 of the Falcons. So total yardage after 3 quarters, the Saints have 251 yards. The Falcons have but 36. But this score is just 13-10.
Scoring in the third quarter, the Falcons getting on the board on an 18-yard touchdown Miller to Collins and a 41-yard McFadden field goal. Anderson hitting a 44-yarder for the Saints. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line of the Falcons. Miller's going to throw. Drops, looks, throws out to the right side. Caught and out of bounds. It's Floyd Dixon. And that's a first down in Saints territory at the 48-yard line, an 11-yard gain.
Oh, and this Chris Miller throws a sideline pass. He's got some RPMs on him. Good timing on the outside. Saints had that 8-man front where Waymer comes up at perfect time to throw a sideline pass. When you've got an 8-man front, you have to be man-to-man on the outside. Massey had the coverage on Dixon. Good strike from Chris Miller. Cleveland scores to go ahead of Houston 21-17, fourth quarter.
Lang and Dixon split out to the left. Collins split wide right. 1st and 10 Falcons at the 48-yard line of the Saints. Miller want to throw again. Wants it all down the near sideline for Lang. Well overthrown and incomplete at the 10-yard line. He found Lang being covered by Vaughn Johnson, but the pass was some 5 yards overthrown.
Well, that's the matchup they wanted. Vaughn Johnson on man-to-man coverage. Lang out of the backfield, much like the play the Saints tried to run where they tried to turn Hayward downfield out of the backfield early in the game. But Johnson, good cover guys, got great speed for a 240-pound guy. Pretty much step for step with Gene Lang. Ball badly overthrown.
We're just underway in the fourth quarter, and the Saints, who led at the half 10-0, nursing a 3-point 13-10 lead. 2nd and 10 from the 48-yard line. On the draw play, Settle gets the call, bounces it outside, slips the tackle of Warren, and maybe picks up 1.
Ricky Jackson was upfield fast. Settle got inside of him, but Warren slowed him up long enough for help to get there. Falcons will face another 3rd and pretty long situation. Miller in the second half is 9 of 12, 80 yards.
Saints have sacked him 4 times today. Swilling's gotten him 3 times. Wilkes once.
Falcons are 3 of 10 on the day on 3rd down attempts. It's a big one here.
3rd and 9 from the 47-yard line of the Saints. Jones in motion. Miller drops, being rushed, being hit. He gets it off, and it's incomplete for Collins. Ricky Jackson was swarming all over him along with Swilling, and I don't know how Miller got that ball off.
No, I thought that would be sack number 5. It's a good job by Miller trying to make something happen there under a lot of pressure.
Mo Hill will drop deep with Harris being shaken up in the first half. It'll be Hill who is your punt returner and standing back at the 11-yard line. Fullhag averaging 40.8 yards per punt. After 5 punts earlier in this game, this is his 6th on 4th and 9 from the 47. He stands back at his own 40-yard line. He's gotten it away, very wobbly and short. Hill will take it in at the 15, straight upfield to the 20, diving forward to the 24-yard line.
Good job by Mo Hill just fielding that punt, getting upfield. 32-yard punt, 9-yard return.
13:49 to play, 4th quarter. Saints lead the Falcons 13-10. A lot of bass fishermen listening to our broadcast today down in Venice, where they're holding a big bass fishing tournament. The Casting Cajuns, among many bass clubs working down there. And of course, Joe Marciano, the special teams coach, is an avid bass fisherman. He wants to wish Craig Mathern and the rest of the boys good luck and suggests that they work the points with crankbaits. I know which was your suggestion.
Yes, I was just fixing to get to that. What are you going to get out of making that announcement? Who's taking you fishing?
No.
Oh, yeah, I know you.
He already did take me fishing. 1st and 10 from the 25. Hebert, play action to throw it over the middle. Martin's got it. He broke a tackle. He's at midfield. He's into Falcon territory to the 36-yard line. Neon Dion chases him down, but a big play for Eric Martin on his first reception of the day, 40 yards.
Well, it may be the spark the Saints needed to get something going here. Split backs, just fake that little quick trap to Ironhead. Demery on the coverage, and good throw by Bobby. Martin makes the catch and breaks that tackle from Demery. Safeties, well, actually, I guess you're right. Dion came all the way across to make the tackle.
First down, Saints, their first big play of this second half offensively. From the 36-yard line, giving it off to the tailback Hilliard. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage, stacked up by Tim Green, and he battles his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Well, Tim Green has really played a good game today. Been tough to block at that outside linebacking spot. 4th-year player, former number 1 from Syracuse.
Very intelligent young man. He was a Rhodes Scholar nominee, an English literature major at Syracuse. A 3.83 grade point average and the valedictorian of his senior class there. 2nd and 9. They will give him a yard gain on the play. Hilliard is the only setback behind Hebert. 3 wide receivers. Inside handoff Hilliard. Hole momentarily, but closes quickly at the 30-yard line. Falcons are really sticking people. Jesse Tuggle really came up quickly to meet Hilliard head on in the hole and drive him backwards. Still a 4-yard gain for Dalton.
It was a hard tackle by Tuggle. Falcon defense really trying to get a little life.
Tony Casillas shaken up again, and he'll be attended to.
Saints go over 100 yards rushing on the day with that carry. That was a quick trap. Dalton Hilliard, the only back, but he's lined up left in the halfback spot. I'd run that quick trap inside to him. A little hole there, and then Tuggle filled the gap. These guys are trying to get a little enthusiasm. I wouldn't want teammates to be hitting on me like that.
Casillas came into this game listed as probable with an ankle injury, and he's aggravated that a couple of times today and leaving the game now for treatment. Well, this is the thing. Green is obviously trying to rile up this defense. That's been one of the problems with the Falcons, playing without emotion.
They've been doing a good job on 3rd down, too. The Saints have not converted on their last 7 attempts.
This is 3rd and 4 from the 30-yard line. 4 wide receivers. Hebert's in the shotgun. Hilliard stands to his left.
Watch him going to Eric Martin here on something quick.
Bobby retreats, looks, still looking, throwing over the middle. He's got Mo Hill inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
Good job by Mo Hill beating Robert Moore. That's a mismatch. Robert Moore is a free safety, strong safety. Mo Hill in the slot on that left side takes his man down about 15 yards and breaks it to the middle. Hebert puts it on him for the first down.
A 20-yard pickup, and the Saints will have it 1st and goal. The nose of the football resting just inside the 10-yard line. The Saints cannot pick up a first down without scoring a touchdown. 11:05 to play fourth quarter. Saints are leading 13-10. 3 tight ends. Eric Martin split out wide to the right. Hilliard is the lone setback behind Hebert, gets the call, sweeping right, cutting it back inside the 10 and down to the 6-yard line.
Boy, Hilliard made a great cut. It looked as though he was in trouble going to the outside, made a sharp cut, got back inside and picked up a couple yards.
Ben Thomas, the defensive end out of Auburn, makes the stop. Ball is spotted at the 6, a gain of 4. It's 2nd and goal from there. Saints need the touchdown here and need it badly. Field goal doesn't figure to be enough, the way the Falcons have gotten new life here in the second half.
Eric Martin splits out to the right. The Saints stay with a 3 tight end offense. Tice in the wing on the left. Hilliard the sole back.
Martin comes in motion right to left. Hebert gives it to Hilliard, sweeping left. No room at all. Driven backward at the 6. No gain on the play. Green in there along with Rady and Andre Bruce. Absolutely nothing there as the Saints run it again.
Martin came in motion across the formation. Sanders did a good job coming up from support. Turned Hilliard to the inside, and then that's where the linebackers were to make the stop. Tim Green once again fighting off a block. Boy, he's played a good game.
So it'll bring up 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line.
Watching some type of pick play out here on the right now. Perryman, Hill, and Turner all flanked out to the right side. Martin's by himself on the left.
Hebert goes with the shotgun, sends Perryman in motion, retreats to the 15, looks right, still looking, throwing in the end zone, batted up in the air, incomplete. Very nearly intercepted by the Falcons. And we got a tussle going on down on the field. Sanders is getting into it along with Brenner. Brenner really clocked one of the Falcons who almost had that interception.
You know, Dion's fast, but I think he's got good sense too. Trapillo was trying to square off with him. Dion just kind of backed off. He's no dummy.
Broken up. Hebert very nearly sacked. The pocket was breaking down all around him as he threw it into the end zone.
Yeah, play didn't develop. Bobby really took a gamble trying to force it in there to Turner, who'd been picking on the play.
That was Trapillo and not Brenner. Let me correct myself. It was Trapillo who leveled Evan Cooper. So here's Anderson to attempt the field goal. It'll be a 23-yard attempt from the left hash mark. Snap is back, fumbled by Forcade and blocked. The kick is blocked. Forcade fumbled the snap, got it down late, and the Saints have squandered an excellent scoring opportunity. We've got a long way to go, and the Falcons feeling very good about themselves with 9:09 to play, fourth quarter. Saints 13, Falcons 10.
I've taken my car to Ed's Gulf Station for as long as I can remember. They've always treated me right. Now I hear that Ed's Gulf...
Back to take a lead over the Steelers, 17-16 in the fourth quarter, and Buffalo leads Miami 24-10.
9:09 to play in the fourth quarter here. Morton Anderson's 23-yard chip shot field goal blocked after Forcade had a problem getting it down. 1st and 10 Falcons from their 20. The give is to the tailback Jones. He's got some running room straight ahead and picks up 4 yards up to the 24.
Pretty good hole back to the inside. Nice move by Jones. Wayne Martin in playing at the defensive end spot on first down. Geathers in the game along with Pat Swoops at nose guard.
8:50 to play and the clock running. 13-10 Saints. 2nd and 5 Falcons from their 25. Wideouts left and right. Back split behind Miller. He wants to throw, drops, throws, far sideline, caught by Dixon, out of bounds. Massey drives him out at the 35-yard line. That's a first down pickup, a gain of 10.
Miller really throws that route well. Just a 5-step drop is a timing route. Wide receiver Dixon goes down 10 and breaks it to the sideline. Ball already in the air, difficult for Massey to cover.
The ball will be spotted at the 36-yard line of the Falcons. 1st and 10. 8 minutes to play, fourth quarter. Saints leading 13-10. They led at halftime 10-0.
Falcons split Jones out of the backfield now out to the left side. Toy Cook on the coverage.
One back behind Miller. Three-step drop, throwing right side again in front of Massey, and Dixon's made the catch to the 45-yard line. You mentioned early that they intended to work on Massey, and they're doing so here.
Well, they certainly are. Once again, I think the formation that the Falcons came out in dictated the coverage of the Saints, where they had their strength over to this left side. That left Massey once again man on man out to the right, just through that hitch pattern, picked up 9 yards. It's 2nd and 1. Martin and Swoops come out of the game
at the 45-yard line of the Falcons. He splits out Dixon to the left. Everybody else in tight. Backs in an eye. Give is to the up back Settle. He's got the first down as he crosses the 47 up close to the 48, a 3-yard pickup. So the Saints fans kind of sitting on their hands at the moment, a bit expectant after they saw their team make a couple of big plays offensively to drive downfield. Had it 1st and goal at the 10, couldn't put it in the end zone, had to settle for the 23-yard field goal attempt of Anderson. Snap back was a bit high, but Forcade had some problems with it, couldn't get it down in time, and Anderson's 23-yard field goal attempt blocked. Back come the Falcons.
I doubt if the Falcons will keep trying to run the football. They've been very unsuccessful today.
Got a throw here on 1st down. Miller throwing upfield, incomplete, intended for Sean Collins on the right side. Massey had him well covered and knocked him out of bounds down around the 42-yard line of the Saints.
Collins, a fine rookie receiver, came back on the ball, went up though. I think if it had gone up with his hands, he'd had a chance to make the catch, try to go up, catch it in a basket, bounced off his shoulder pads and out of bounds.
Miller showing off that strong arm.
He's got a good arm. He's a great athlete.
Collins now split out wide to the left. It's Dixon split wide right. 2nd and 10 Falcons at the 47-yard line of Atlanta. Backs in an eye. Now Jones comes in motion and splits out to the left. Straight ahead, handoff to Settle. He's got running room all the way down to the 40-yard line of the Saints. That's a 1st down. Boy, there was a cavernous hole straight ahead.
Saints had an 8-man front there. May have been coming on the blitz. Couldn't really tell because it was such a quick play. They trapped it, caught the Saints off guard right up the middle. Big 1st down for the Falcons.
13-yard pickup carries to the 40-yard line of the Saints, where it's 1st and 10 Falcons. 5:50 to play, 4th quarter, and the clock running. The Saints leading by 3, 13-10.
Longest run of the day for the Falcons. Miller really showed his toughness here in the 2nd half, going through a dismal 1st half. Really hung tough, has thrown the ball well. Talked about what a great athlete he is. He played some professional baseball, and I think in the Mariner organization during college, Jim.
Dixon split out wide left. Miller's going to roll right, be chased by Jackson, throw it, complete it to Settle. He's driven out of bounds by Massey at the 36-yard line, a gain of 4.
Well, he didn't really develop like they wanted it to. Ricky Jackson trying to chase down Chris Miller. He makes a good throw to Settle, though, who kept running toward the sideline, made the catch, and got something positive out of the play.
Settle's a fine receiver coming out of the backfield. Wasn't utilized much in the 1st half, either as a receiver or a running back, but getting into the flow of things here as the Falcons' offense has gotten untracked in the 2nd half.
I bet this Settle was some kind of hoss at Appalachian State, wasn't he?
Free agent pickup who made Gerald Riggs expendable. 2nd and 6 from the 36. Miller drops, well protected, flares it out to Jones. He's made the catch and a move to the 30-yard line. That'll be close to a 1st down. He may have it.
Falcons tried to flood the area on the left side, had a guy going deep, one in the intermediate area, and then Jones just flared out of the backfield, kind of bobbled the ball, but made a nice move on Vaughn Johnson, cut back inside and get close to the 1st down.
They'll bring in the chains from the far sideline to measure. The ball rests at the 30-yard line of the Saints.
About a 5-yard gain, 5.5-yard gain on that play.
Things came so easily for the Saints defensively in the 1st half, and the offense couldn't capitalize. It's coming back to haunt them here. Short by about 2 inches.
I think Falcons will probably just bring in their big people here. Go ahead and try to get the 1st down. Bears now on top of the Rams 17-3 4th quarter. Like the Rams may lose their 3rd game in a row.
Number 65, playing an eligible position, 65.
Pittsburgh comes back to score. They're leading Kansas City 23-17. Phoenix on top of Dallas 13-3.
Falcons bring in their short yardage people on third and about 2 inches from the 30-yard line of the Saints. Everybody in tight.
Everybody in tight. Tight end wing on the right. Jones is deep in the eye behind Settle, but they give it to Settle. He doesn't make it.
I don't think he got there. Met head on by Vaughn Johnson. He lost a yard on the play. The super collider along with Sam Mills plugging that hole and driving him backward. What a big play there for the Saints defense.
Well, that was a great play. Sam Mills and Vaughn Johnson both in there. That was a great play by the defense. You know, I also blame the Falcon offense. So they got an I formation and they give it to the first back. It's like the Falcons will attempt a field goal now.
48-yard attempt forthcoming. This would tie the game if McFadden can hit it from the left hash mark. Snap is back, kick is up, doesn't have a whole lot of leg in it. Just getting there and good. We've got a tie game. Paul McFadden, who beat the Saints for the Giants last year, has tied this game at 13. 4:06 to play, fourth quarter. 13-13, Birds and Saints.
Hey, New Orleans, it's football time again, and what better way to enjoy a Saints game than with New Orleans?
And with only 2 yards in total offense, but they, to their credit, have come back strongly in the second half to tie it up 13-all with 4:06 to play here in the fourth quarter.
They really have, Jim, offensively and defensively. They really sucked it up here in this first half. Put a good rush on Bobby Hebert offensively. Chris Miller.
From the 7, Atkins brings the kickoff back, covering the ball with both hands after an earlier fumble. He's down at the 27-yard line, a 20-yard return.
Saints will take over with 3:57 on the clock.
They have all 3 timeouts remaining, as do the Falcons.
Falcons gained a lot of confidence here in this second half. The Saints definitely need to take this ball and drive now. You don't want to turn it back over to the Falcons with the score tied.
Nobody's left this place. Another sellout crowd on hand, the 17th consecutive in the regular season. And they're all here waiting for the final 3:57 of regulation.
I'd come out throwing right here.
Wideouts left and right, back split behind Hebert, who's up under center. And Bobby will do so. Drops, looks, throws deep for Martin, and it is brought in. He's going to go all the way. No, he won't. Number 20 is going to knock him out of bounds. I never saw the safety anywhere near him, but he came over to knock him out of bounds after a 49-yard pickup. The up back, or the guy that was originally intending to cover Martin, fell down, and when Eric brought it in, there was no Falcon even within view.
Jim, I didn't see him fall. I thought he just went for the interception. Martin ran a corner pattern, kind of turned Demery around, then Demery just came across, tried to go in front of him. Or maybe it was, no, Cooper's one that forced him out. Demery just tried to go in front of him, tipped the ball away. Real foolish play on his part. Martin, 2 catches on the day for 89 yards. Gives the Saints a great opportunity.
1st and 10 from the 24. Ironhead gets the call, and he crashes to the 20-yard line.
Pretty good gainer by Ironhead.
4-yard gain. It was Evan Cooper who came across the field to knock Martin out of bounds, as it looked like he might go all the way for the touchdown.
Cooper coming across from the free safety spot. Boy, Demery got an earful when they watch that film tomorrow. Defensive secondary coach Fred Bruni. It's bad enough when you get beat on the corner route when it happens, though. Just go ahead and make the tackle. Hebert, 18 of 30, 272 yards on the day, a touchdown and an interception.
2nd and 6 from the 20-yard. The Saints will play it cozy and try to run it and set up the field goal. They'll flip it to Hilliard, sweeping right on his feet inside the 10 and battles to the 5.
Well, they played it cozy, but they got it to Dalton Hilliard. He busts through on that I formation pitch play, just running hard, good blocking on the right side. Gets the Saints in excellent position now down around the 6-yard line.
A 15-yard gain on just a simple little pitch to Hilliard. He makes it happen, and the Falcons call timeout. That's their first. They have 2 remaining. We've got 2:40 to play in the fourth quarter. The Saints are driving and trying to untie this 13-13 ball game.
Very smart move by head coach for the Falcons calling that timeout. They figured the Saints are going to score. Use your timeouts now. Get some time leave some time when the offense gets the ball back. Dalton Hilliard, 22 carries on the day for 88 yards.
Boy, the crowd is really into this one now on both sides. So many times the last couple of years, Falcon fans have made the journey down here and seen their team beaten. They are watching a very competitive and entertaining, though sometimes sloppy ball game here this afternoon that's going down to the final seconds, it would appear. 2:40 to play. Saints have it first and goal at the 5-yard line of the Falcons. We're tied up at 13. Saints have only a 44-yard field goal by Anderson in the second half to show for their offensive efforts. Martin is split out wide to the right. Baxton and I.
Probably try to give the ball to Hilliard again out of the I formation.
He's the tailback. Ironhead, the fullback. It is Hilliard. Right side. Cuts it up. Is down at the 3-yard line.
Pretty good surge by the offensive line on the right side. Got a little activity in the end zone. Looks like the Falcons will use up another timeout.
Timeout, Atlanta, number 2.
Falcons take their second with 2:27 to play in the fourth quarter. The clock will, of course, be stopped once more 27 seconds from now. The ball rests just inside the 4. And the Saints will have it there when we resume play. Second and goal. Well, what do you call down here, former QB?
Well, we've got, what, 3rd and 4? The only thing that scares you about throwing the ball down here is a tip. Usually, we got 2nd and 4, I'm sorry. I think they'll run the ball again. The problem with throwing down here, you get a tip as we had just before, and you got to come away with points here. You definitely want 7. You don't play for a field goal here. You're going to run the ball. You come with your best running play. You try to get the ball in the end zone right here on this down so you don't come up with the 3rd down play. Some type of option if you had something where on a fake where the quarterback was in movement, where you throw it into the end zone, or he could just go forward and run it. But the Saints very seldom run that type of play.
They have 2 tight ends. Martin is the only wide receiver, split out wide to the right. He comes in motion to the left. Baxter and I. The give is to Hilliard, left side, making a move close to the goal line. No signal as yet. He is short. He is just short of the goal line. Looked like he would go in, and he was driven backward on a strong tackle by one of the Falcons. It looked like that was 6.
Boy, he did make a great tackle. Dalton found a little crease right there. Just turned it upfield going hard, and someone came across from the Falcons. Like Thomas,
I think it's
Tuggle. Two people got him. Tuggle, the linebacker, and Thomas kind of helped to slow him up.
The ball is spotted about 6 inches short of the goal line, where it will be 3rd and goal. The Falcons have used their last timeout with 2:17 to play in the fourth quarter.
I think it's really pretty good thinking on the part of the Falcons. They know the Saints are probably going to score in some fashion. They've got an opportunity, regardless, to come back. Probably going to have to take a touchdown, use all their timeouts. It'll stop one more time for the 2-minute warning, but you really don't necessarily need your timeouts. If you've got a couple of minutes, you can use the sideline and incomplete passes.
Saints will bring in Kevin Haverdink as an extra tight end.
Number 17, reporting as an eligible receiver.
Well, what about a call here? You just line up with 3 tight ends and run your best running play, right?
That would appear to be the case.
Unless you ran a little fake to Dalton diving over the... like Green Bay did to us so well.
3 tight ends, no wide receivers. Backs are split. 3rd and goal inside the 1. Pitch goes to Hilliard, sweeping right, stops, cuts, dives, touchdown New Orleans!
Good job of blocking, but it wasn't easy. Dalton got it on the pitch, was going hard to the outside. When he stopped, obviously he was committed to take the inside, used his power and some good blocking to get it into the end zone for his 10th touchdown of the season.
And it comes with 2:12 remaining in the fourth quarter, and the Falcons out of timeouts. Some big plays in that drive when the Saints had to have them. They get the touchdown. They have a 6-point lead. Anderson can make it 7 with Forcade to hold. Snap is back. Extra point attempt is up and good. So we have 2:12 to play in the fourth quarter, and the Saints are leading 20-13.
Can't say enough about Eric Martin on that first down pass. Came up with a big play after being injured quite a bit of the game today, not playing very much. Just had a couple of catches. Ran a great corner route on a first down drop back. When the cornerback Demery went for the interception, Eric took it down the sidelines and put the Saints in the great position. 6 plays, 74 yards. Used up 1:54 off the clock. The big play, of course, that 50-yard completion to Eric Martin. Touchdown climaxed, a drive climaxed by a 1-yard touchdown run by Dalton Hilliard.
Let's pause 5 seconds for station identification. This is the New Orleans Saints Football Network.
The Saints are on 870 AM, WWL, New Orleans.
Well, we didn't see Deion Sanders returning the last couple of kickoffs ago, but
he'll probably be back there.
He'll probably be back there this time. He was taken out momentarily, but he returned 172 yards when he did get back in there in the third quarter, and he'll be back there now, along with Keith Jones. As the Saints have taken the lead, McFadden had hit a 48-yard field goal with 4:06 to play to give the Falcons a 13-13 tie, and the Saints came right back with a 74-yard drive to take a 20-13 lead.
How about these numbers for Dalton Hilliard on the day? 93 yards rushing, 97 yards receiving, 190 total.
Sanders will take it in at the 11, back to the 20, sweeping left, reversing his field, and he'll be down at the 19. He ran out of magic at the 19-yard line, a return of 9 yards. To his credit, Sanders kept fighting all the way and trying to make something happen. It looks like there may be a loose ball down there, judging by how many people are on the pile. They're going to unstack them. Saints say they've recovered a fumble. And there's a huge pile of players at the 20-yard line. Saints say they've got a fumble recovery. As Bobby Morse comes out of there with the ball, but I've still seen no indication from the official. Bobby Morse has the ball. The officials are going to huddle. They have not made an indication that I've seen as yet. Have you seen one?
No. Oh, they've got a little huddle there. I thought Gordon was saying yes, that the Saints did have it. That would be the 4th fumble on the day for the Falcons.
They're keeping the Falcons away from the officials, who are huddling at the 16-yard line, and now they're going to move even farther away. The line
I don't know what you can
there.
do on these huddles, and you can't review a play like that. Obviously, there was about 10 guys stacked on top.
No. Well, McCarter's going to tell us about it. But I agree with you. I don't see how you could overturn that one by looking at it on instant replay, judging from what we saw with the naked eye up here.
Well, the Falcons are going to get it, I can tell you that.
My personal ruling was in haste. After the pile was untangled, number 21 of Atlanta had possession of the football. It is a first down.
Well, Saints fans don't buy it, but the ball remains in the Falcons' possession.
Well, there's 2 minutes to go. Of course, the Falcons have no timeouts. We're seeing a little replay on our monitor, and yes, he did fumble the ball.
He really did, and then there was a huge pile up, and at the bottom of it, Bobby Morse and Deion Sanders fought for the ball. The official said Sanders retains possession. 2 minutes to play, fourth quarter. Saints lead the Birds 20-13.
Sports announcer.
Bottom of the pile. On a situation like that, I think you'd like to see officials flying to the pile immediately and trying to sort it out before it becomes such a quagmire of twisted bodies, but that was not the case, and the Falcons retained possession.
Yeah, when it's like that, you really never really know who initially had the ball. They're fighting there, 10 or 11 people on top. Well, will we see a little prevent defense here?
From the 20-yard line of the Falcons, it's 1st and 10, 2 minutes to play. And Norwood moves. Norwood moves. The Saints jump across and make contact. The flag goes down. Miller, I think, was going to petition the official that there was too much noise.
But before he did, Norwood moved. credit to, of course, the crowd is a problem for the Falcons. Miller was under center. Normally, he'd like to be in a shotgun in this situation.
And after another huddle by the officials, Gordon McCarter may tell us about it. And he will.
I have asked the defense to assist in quelling crowd noise. There is no flag. There is no false start. Thank you for your cooperation.
Yes, but did Norwood break his stance before you were starting to petition the crowd to hold it down? In any event, the flag is picked up, and it remains 1st and 10. Falcons from the Atlanta 20-yard line. 2 minutes to play. Saints are leading 20-13 after a 1-yard touchdown plunge by Hilliard that came with 2:12 to play.
Well, the main thing, the Saints don't want to give the Falcons, obviously, any deep plays here. You don't want to give them the deep sideline patterns either. It allows them to get out of bounds because they're working with no timeouts. If they catch a ball, make sure they do it in the middle of the field, get big pile-ups, and get up slow.
Many of the sellout crowd on their feet here now, cheering and applauding and whooping it up. Saints defense asking for quiet.
Let's see if Miller tries to go under center, if he asks for help again.
The Falcon offensive line pointing to their ear holes and saying, "We can't hear you," as they look back at Chris Miller. And everybody on the Saints defense asking for quiet, and they will get it.
Yeah, it's gotten quiet. I think he can run the play now.
And now it's getting loud again. Miller retreats, steps up, sacked by Jackson. Jackson and Warren get him back at the 18-yard line for a loss of 2.
Good pressure up front. We usually give all the credit to Ricky Jackson and Pat Swilling, but it's good pressure up front. Miller just has to step up. People all around him. No way he can throw the ball. Now they're on the line.
Saints with 16 sacks in their last 3 games. Miller gives it off on the draw play to settle. He gets nothing. Frank Warren gets him. Jim Welch gets him. And the Falcons are out of timeouts, remember. The clock continues to run.
I know the protection has been bad, but how do you run a draw play in that situation with no timeouts? Hope they run another one.
It's 3rd and 12. From the 18, Miller drops, steps up, hit and sacked again, back at the 10. Frank Warren gets him. A loss of 8 on the play. For the Saints, their 6th sack of the day. Their 17th in 3 games.
Great job by Frank Warren, just blowing through there. Miller's got no chance. Defensive line in his face by the time he sets up. Clock stopped after the sack. Now the clock will begin to run on 4th down.
4th and 19, 1:10 remaining in the clock running. From the 11-yard line of the Falcons, this may be it. This may be the last gasp for the Birds. Miller's throwing and is knocked down by Swilling. Back in coverage at the 25. The Saints have held and will apparently win this game. Pat Swilling not coming this time, dropping off in coverage, tips the pass of Miller away at the 25-yard line.
We've got to give both sides of the ball credit. Kind of a sloppy game for the offense throughout the day, but when the going got tough, they took the ball after the Falcons scored, drove it right down the field, big 50-yard pass to Eric Martin and Dalton Hilliard on great running, just getting it in the end zone. Then the defense just rises to the occasion. Constant pressure on Chris Miller.
John Pease, the Saints defensive line coach, jumping in the air and giving high fives along the bench. Boy, oh boy, you talk about a defense answering the call. They certainly did, didn't they?
Falcons had 3 fumbles on the day, gave up 6 sacks, and had 149 yards of offense. What a great outing for the Saints defense. And we've got to pick a Tums neutralizer, Saint Defensive Player of the Week. I think Swilling should be considered.
I'll tell you what, why don't we make Frank Warren the Tums neutralizer of the week on the Saints defense, and make Pat Swilling our Saint of the week.
Fantastic. Pat Swilling then will ask to be at the second guest show at the Fairgrounds Saint of the Week on Monday night. And also Frank Warren will be our Tums neutralizer Saint of the Week. We'll try to get Bruce Miller to talk with him in the locker room after the game.
Bobby Niels again. The Saints will have to run not one more off offensive play, and they will close out this win.
And the score is the Saints 20, Falcons 13. That means you'll get a 7% off tomorrow only on everything on all Athlete's Foot locations in New Orleans and Houma. Can't beat those savings at the Athlete's Foot. The bigger the Saints win, the bigger the savings at the Athlete's Foot, up to 35% off.
Well, that was an entertaining game, one that featured the Saints defense rising to the occasion. In the first half, they completely shut down the Falcons.